Hey guys, make sure you like, share, and subscribe and hit all the notifications so you're the first to get MD Global Muscle and all the exclusive content on muscular development. And we are in. And welcome back to MD Global Muscle here at the On Rise Media Studio with me, your host, Giles Tiger. I'm joined all the way from Brazil, Marcello De Angelis.
Hi guys, nice to meet you. It's an honor for me to stay here today.
Marcello. Now, you're known on Instagram as Horse MD. Why is that?
It's a name when I have 15, just a kidding of brothers.
Okay. Right, so now, Marcello, you've just turned pro at the muscle contest in Brazil, so congratulations. How do you feel now being an IFBB pro?
Thank you. I'm so happy and excited to start my career in professional league. I'm not decided if I go in classic or open.
Right.
It's too difficult to me.
Because I heard that you are only, when you turned pro the other week in Brazil, you're 5 pounds over the classic limit.
Yes, just 5 pounds. And so I think my sponsors think it's a good plan. Can be a good plan. But if I chose open, it's a good plan too. My potential is Nick Stranger said, it's a phenomenal.
It is.
I believe
it is.
I believe it's true.
Marcello, how old are you?
27 years old.
So 27. So you could go straight into the classic, literally right into it now within the next few months, or you could maybe do classic for 1 year, 2 year, then do open. So because you have lots of time to grow, you know.
Yeah, we think this too.
Yes. Marcello, honestly, I saw the pictures and I saw the video and I saw the vacuum, I saw the symmetry. We spoke about you last episode, and I said his proportions and I think you'd be absolutely amazing in classic.
Yeah, I believe this, but como é tentador? Is difficult thing in open. I have these categories too. I have symmetry, I have proportions, and I have a potential to inside size. Facilmente. Easy. I can inside.
Grow easily.
I never do off season. So
wow.
I think I will compete and start 3 months, 4 months. After I vacations. Just work.
Holy shit!
But just work in another fields.
Yeah. So when did you start competing?
When I 17 years old.
10. So you've been going 10 years.
10 years, but not never do off season.
Off season in 10 years.
Just decided. I will compete in 3 months. After just work and the vacations.
Party, driving Lamborghinis, no gym, no off season.
No off season. Never.
Wow. So you think with a good off season, how long would you?
I was very excited to do an off season in 2002. So it's difficult to me think I go to the classic. I excited a year alone to do off season.
Oh, no, please, 2022, go straight into classic.
Not decided yet. It's
Oh,
not decided.
please, classic. 1 year. Do me 1 year, because I mean, honestly, if you're as good as I think you are, I think you could go in and win a pro show in classic next year.
I think this. I see the Toronto Pro. I believe I won this show. If I stay in this show, but eu não estava lá, né?
Oh.
I not participate this show, but I think I can won this show.
Yeah, well, you looked at your physique and you think I could have beaten those guys, because you're already at that standard.
Yeah, it's excited to now I'm compared with Sebum and Huff Diesel and Ramon Dino.
Ramondino, yeah.
If I decide go to the Open, no one compares me with Big Ram, with Brandon Curry. So I need to fix this too. It's so hard, so lovely. Be compared to the best of classic. It's tentador. It's tempting.
Marcello, Arnold Classic in March. You in the Classic. First call out.
Yeah.
3 months. It's 3 months. No, honestly, because I've seen the pictures and I've seen, as an amateur, and I just, you're ready now. You're ready. I mean, 5 pounds off and you'd be super sharp everywhere. I think you should go straight in, mate. Honestly, I do. But obviously, it's up to you. You want to do open. But with your proportions and your symmetry and your shape, and I'd love to see you next to Chris Bumstead, next to Ramondino, next to, like you said, Rough Diesel, and all these names, because I think you'd compare very, very well.
I was competed at November, and now I'm in recovery.
Yeah.
So next month, we decided with my sponsors and NPC in Muscle Contest with Tom and Tarek, if I go classic, if I go open. But the next month is decided.
Okay. What did Tamer say and Tarek?
What? I don't understand.
What did Tamer and Tarek think you should do?
Classic.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Sorry, I'm really pushing this. I know I'm really pushing this, guys.
Everybody thinking classic and say me classic.
Yeah, because like I said, as soon as I saw your physique, I thought you were classic, and I didn't realize you were, you're an open. You were sort of with super heavyweights. You won, was it?
Yeah.
Super heavyweights, and overall, yeah. See, Chris Bumstead turned pro as a super heavyweight. Yeah.
Chris.
Went to classic. Yeah. So it's Brazilian bodybuilding is just Rafael Brandeo, Ramondino, is it Franciel? She's Brazilian?
No, she's French.
Oh, sorry, she's French.
Like you talking about
Angela Borges, Brazilian bodybuilding is absolutely exploding at the moment. What is going on? Why is bodybuilding so popular in Brazil?
We are hungry, very hungry, to stay at Olympia and after can win the Olympia. No? Mm-hmm. The Brazilian guys, the Brazilian people, lovely this hungry.
Yeah.
Like football at Ronaldinho Gaúcho, Ronaldo Fenômeno, this time at football. The people here is crazy for football. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And the players are hungry. And at Brazilian bodybuilders, we are most hungry. We so excited and sacrification to compete and win and stay best at any competition.
Now, I've heard in Brazil there's gyms and supplement shops everywhere. Like every street is a gym, as a supplement store, supplement store, and everyone trains. All the women train, and also it seems you have very good support from sponsors. You have very good sponsors to help you, fulfill your dreams.
Que você tem muito apoio dos seus patrocinadores aqui no Brasil. Tem uma academia.
Yes, 3-4 years ago. Not like this. At this time, 3-4 years ago, to today, the public of internet is grow and grow and grow and grow in visibility. And we como que nós ganhamos? We won visibly and more visibly and more visibly. So the sponsors can pay more and invested more to create jeans, beautiful jeans like Dubai, like It's crazy here this year, and next year is better.
Yeah,
it's gonna be better.
I heard 4 years ago, Rafael Brandao. I heard 4 years ago. I heard that the sponsorships and how well supported he was, and then now all these other new faces, people like yourself and and Ramondino. It's like it's in a really really good place, Brazilian bodybuilding. It's so great to see.
I believe years ago we not have information and support to same you.
Yeah.
Okay. To stay in Europa. Now we have, and the Brazilians bodybuilders are hungry.
Yeah.
Support. More hungry. We can do this. More results.
So what was the show like that you won the other week? What was that like? Was it a big show? Was it well attended?
The biggest show at this year in Brazil.
Was it a big show? Where there was a lot of competitors?
Foi grande show, teve muito público.
Quanto fala 800, 900? 800, 900 athletes at the show. And
shit! Wow!
It's not a show. It's not just a show. It's a event. Like Arnold, like Mr. Olympia have stunts, and the sponsors stay here.
Oh,
stay
fantastic!
there.
That's fantastic.
Very, very, very public.
It's a lot of public.
It's a lot of public. So crazy. Brazilian public is crazy. He is crazy.
I was told. Flex Lewis, he said when he came to Brazil, he had to have like a team of security. He said the Brazilian fans were just like crazy excited, and he said I've never seen anywhere like it. Patrick Tour, when he did the Rafael Brandao like a seminar tour, he said there's so many fans and so many people wanting to learn and be at these events. He said it was like nothing he'd ever seen.
The same level at football now they put at bodybuilding. We bodybuilders. Not can walk alone at this event.
Crazy.
I can go to the bathroom.
I can go to the bathroom. That is impossible. Pick. It's crazy.
So
I love.
That is amazing. I love hearing that. But your social media, you have 750,000 followers.
I have
a lot.
700-800 followers.
How did you build that? When did you start it? I mean, because all the Brazilian athletes, they have so much support and followings. Is that all in Brazil, or is it international, or?
como eu já competi.
Why?
Why I
Have competed.
sorry, why I have competed around the world.
Yeah.
When I 18 years old, my followers are
All around the world.
are around the world.
Right.
But,
Okay.
But in Brazil, it's crazy. It's crazy.
The most public.
The most public is Brazilian.
Yeah. So tell us about your contest history. Tell us what you've won over the last kind of 10 years.
Conta sua história.
The main ones. The main ones.
I started compete at the states and national.
The name
When I have 19, I won all the shows. Huh?
The first one.
Brazilian show, Sul-Americano, Mr. Universe NABA.
Okay.
Mr. World. When I 19 years old, I second in Mr. Universe NABA in England.
Okay.
When I 22, I win the show. I started competing in NPC in 2018. In Brazil, at this year, NPC is coming.
Yeah.
2018. Yes.
Yeah. With after the split.
I won the Rafa Brandão show at the 2018.
Wow.
In the next year, I 30 at the Mr. Olympia Colombia amateur.
Yeah.
And in the same year, in October, I win the Mr. Olympia Brazil.
Wow.
Amateur.
Yeah.
I negged my pro card.
Uh-huh.
If I needed work in the 2019, I had too much work. And this year I compete 3 shows. Excalibur.
Yep.
In Vitória, Espírito Santo, I win the overall. Muscle Contest Brazil, second in the super heavyweight. And now I win the overall bodybuilding in the Expo Super Show Brazilian.
Wow. So you won 3. Wow. Okay. So what do you do for a living? Are you a full-time athlete, or do you do other things too?
Now I'm full-time athlete.
Wow, fantastic! That's so fantastic. That's so great to hear that the sponsors are, that you can actually just be a full-time athlete now. That's so good. Why Brazil is really looking after their athletes?
NPC come to Brazil with muscle contest,
Yep.
And this change all in Brazil. This is the most motive. This is the most motivated to change all sponsors visibly, potential starting competing. Is we have so grateful for Tamer, for Derek, and NPC to change this here in Brazil. But why we love this sport at a long time, but just I'll just possibly why did NPC come to Brazil?
Yeah, obviously it's just exploded because now what do you think of Ramondino? He's doing very well, isn't he?
Yes, he's my brother.
So popular.
my brother's son. My brother, little son.
So, are you from the same area?
Yes.
Live in the same city.
Live in the same city.
Wow. Incredible. So who's your favorite physiques in the pros in any category?
At Open, I like, and I'm a number one fan, Rafa Brandão.
Rafael. Nice, that's great.
He's my brother too.
Yeah.
And just I think a little. At the men's physique, I like Kaique Pro.
Yeah,
Diogo.
he's very good.
At classic, Ramon.
No, it's all Brazilians. Okay, fair. No, they're very good. Three very good athletes.
Brazilian crazy.
Yeah, I like seeing that. I like the fact that you're all so supportive of each other, and you like I saw on your Instagram pictures of you with Ramondino, and and it's nice to see, and it's a really good. It's good to, like I said, it's good to see that kind of that support, and everyone kind of bigging each other up. I think it's great.
Of these guys, and these guys are my best friends.
I mean, Rafael, I was there in Romania when he won. In Romania, I was there. He looked so good. I was so happy because I saw Rafael when his pro debut in 2017 at San Marino, and he was eighth place. I saw him there, and now to see him win his first pro show at the Romania, it was so fantastic.
He grew up a lot, and when he cried, the Brazil cried together. Here.
I love it, love it. Right. Well, Marcello, I wanted to get you on because, like I said, I saw your physique on last week's show. You reposted it, and I was like, look at this frontal bicep. Do you know what you look like? You look like you look like one of the trophies.
Thank you for so much for saying this. The channel the Brazilian channels repost this.
Oh wow! Okay.
Thank you.
Because like the proportions, your proportions are actually perfect. Like the vacuum, you look like you've been drawn or made by a computer.
I work so hard to do this.
Yeah. No, honestly, whatever class you decide to do, you're going to do well. Because like I said, you're 27. You've been competing 10 years. You've I just would classic 1 year, just 1 year. Come on, just 1 year. Straight in. You'll go. I think you'll win multiple pro shows.
Sorry, repeat, please.
I think you will win multiple pro shows as classic next year if you did that. 1 year. No, seriously.
I believe this too. Thank you so much.
Yeah, or you can do open, and I'm sure you'll do great in that as well. Marcello, I wanted to get you on, and also, is that your Lamborghini? Is that your Lamborghini, the car? No, the Lamborghini. He likes his frontal biceps. Was that the picture of you in the car on your Instagram?
Sorry, repeat,
there's a picture of you posing in a car, in a Lamborghini.
Oh, Lamborghini.
Is that yours?
I love cars. No, the Lamborghini not is mine, but I have a Jaguar, a Land Rover. I love cars. I love cars.
Did you say?
I love cars.
Did you say Jaguar?
Yeah, Jaguar.
Yeah.
Very cool. I've had a Jag. I've had 2 Jags. No, 1 Jag. Yeah, very cool. I like it. I approve. Well, I think you need to get your sponsor to get you a Lamborghini. Tell your sponsor, I want a Lamborghini.
What?
Tell the sponsor, if I win my first pro show in Classic, I want a Lamborghini in my contract.
It's a good idea.
All right, then. Well, I wanted to get you on, like I said, just to give you some promotion and, like I said, acknowledge this incredible win. And I saw where you're pulling the sword out of the stone.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's so cool. Where is it?
It's not here.
Okay. What do you cut your chicken with?
What?
What do you cut your chicken with? Not the sword.
Just wait.
He's getting the sword. So cool. It's covered in blood.
Here, it's here.
Oh, let's have a look. Let's have a look.
Como que faz espada? Não sei falar espada.
What's he doing? He's just taking it out of someone.
I don't know say espada in English.
Oh,
Here.
that's badass. Oh, wow. Look at the design on it. It's like... Oh, wow. That's a cool thing to be given on stage, isn't it? Sparta.
Work hard to win this.
Yeah. That and the pro card as well.
I need to say, at my side is my wife. She won the pro card at the same show at the same day with me. She win wellness, new wellness
Wow.
pro, new bodybuilder pro.
Oh my God.
She started the same day at the pro debut and top 5.
Wow, she made top 5 in a pro debut the next day. Side by side, Angela Borges and Franciele Matos. Holy shit, that's amazing. Oh my God. Next year is going to be very good for you guys. I can tell next year. Next year, going to be very, very good. Pro debut, you're going to win 3 classic shows. She's going to win a wellness, both at the Olympia.
Yeah.
Let's go to Vegas.
Let's go to Vegas, baby.
Bumstead and Franciele Matos are going to be sweating because they know you and your wife are coming, so they're going to be sweating. Oh God, these Brazilians, man, they're just killing it. They're killing it. So cool. All right, then, Marcello.
We'll make a trouble.
Yeah, definitely. Right, okay then. Thank you so much for coming, MD Glove Muscle Marcello, and I really appreciate it. And thank you to your helping your friend there out camera shot doing translating and helping you with English. And I really appreciate it because, like I said, I just want to acknowledge. I'm hoping to get Rafael on next week, and I maybe get Ramondino on as well because. Tell you what, Brazilian bodybuilding is just exploding right now. So big credit there to the NPC and Tarek and Tamer for really building it. So I think it's the Brazilians are coming.
Yeah. Brazilians are coming.
All right then, guys.
Thank you much. And we hungry, guys.
Yeah, Brazilians are definitely hungry. Okay then, Marcelo, thank you so much, and I'll speak to you very soon.
Thank you. Sorry for my English.
It's fine. We got through. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye. And welcome back to MD Global Muscle here at the Unrise Me Studio with me, your host Giles Thomas. I'm joined all the way from Israel, Dani Kaganovich. Good morning, Dani.
Good morning.
I was expecting so. Right, Dani. Right, okay. Well, we'll talk about the show you've just done in Spain. But I want to talk more about you as an athlete. Tell us a bit about your contest history. Because the first time I saw you was the San Marino. But tell us about your contest history leading up to literally Spain a few weeks ago.
Okay. My first contest will be in 2010 here in Israel. Mm-hmm. I compete in something regional, something really small. I won my class as a junior, and I start to fall in love in bodybuilding. There's things start to get more serious every show. After regional show, I won as a junior the overall category here in Israel. Then I moved to Alternative Federation, and this time that's called NAC Federation.
Oh, NAC, yeah.
Yes. I won at my first competition international, the junior category. Then I take it more serious. After 2 years, I won the overall as a junior, the Mr. Universe in Germany in NAC. Mm-hmm. Okay, I start to feel it more. I start to go to more contests in Europe. Back then, there are no NPC around the world, only in USA.
Yeah.
So there are contests like Top de Colmar, Frey Classic, PCA in Britannia. So I won all these amateur shows, and I started feeling confident, like something gonna happen. The first show in NPC, that's San Marino, I jumped into it, and I got my pro card.
I was there, mate. I was there.
Yes, I know. I saw
yeah.
Then the pressure that I got the pro card start to attack me. I start to overdo it, and something happened. So after winning all the shows as an amateur, I placed 7 on my first pro show. I start to feel, yeah, I'm good. Then year later, I go to Vancouver and don't place as I think I will do. Okay, I took year off, and another year I didn't do well. So, okay, I continue to work, and then the coronavirus hit.
Yep.
All the gyms are closed, and I have pretty 2 bad years in my career. Here in Israel, the situation with the COVID are very, very, very serious. The gyms are being closed for half year.
Yep.
So I can't do progress. I can't maintain. I start to train. They close again. They start again. They close again. So I just waiting that everything will be okay. So when everything start to be okay, I start to prepping again. For the Romania Pro, the prep was pretty much long, something like 8 months, because I need to recover everything I lost during the COVID.
Oh, wow. Okay. 8 month prep because you couldn't train at all.
Yes. So first of all, I needed to do the bulking period to regain everything.
Yeah.
Then to cut it down to be shredded. Yeah. So, and I took that much long time. So because I want to be improved from the last year. And I did it. At the Romania, I didn't pick well. I had a little bit water and not that much food, but in Spain, I think the shape was very good.
We'll come to Spain in a bit, but let's circle back to the 27 San Marino. I want to give some context because let's just talk. You took 7th place in that. 8th place was Rafael Brandao, who was first call out. First was Cedric McMillan. Second was Hadi Chupin. Third was Brandon Curry. Third was Brandon Curry. 4th was Tim Buddersheim. So you came, and that show had, I mean, it was more than 20 guys?
28 guys.
28. So you came 7th the day after turning pro, beating guys like Rafael Brandao. You know, so I mean, that was a really, because I was there, and it was a very, very, I mean, that's the best Hadi I've ever seen personally. But that was, you know, you were in second call out, wasn't it?
Second call out, yes.
Second call out, you know, in 28 guys. I mean, that's a hell of a pro debut, Dani.
Yes. And that's what motivated me a lot. And I start to feel confidence. And then something didn't work well. All my career, I have a 10 years career. It's coming for me like ups and downs.
Yeah.
And finally I have this up again, and I really can't wait to start things to prep for next year. Always after contest, I make 2 months like off to get my health check again, everything in the right places. And then I start to bulk, improve, and ready for the next show. Yeah. The plans for next year is something around July, August to start to competing. I will plan to do 3-4 shows, and if I'll be lucky, maybe I will qualify for points or something.
Yeah. So you want to try and get a qualification for next year's Olympia by...
This is I'm realistic of what I can do. With more improvements, I think I can do 3-4 shows and place at the top 5 and gain some points. And if I be that lucky, something can happen.
So you must be feeling good after you took 3rd in Spain. Yes. You know, you took 3rd in a pro show. How do you feel about that? How do you feel that went? How do you feel you peaked differently to Romania?
I just need more time. Before Romania, I saw myself, but the condition and the fullness is not there. I must have another couple of weeks to get it done.
Yeah.
But I already signed the contract, buy the flight, everything. So I did it. It's not that I look bad, but I don't look 100%.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously...
I just continue to do...
Sorry, go on.
I just continue to do what I'm doing, but for another 2 weeks, and the results are coming better.
Okay, guys, sorry, we had a bit of a connection issue there. So, but Dani, you were telling us about, obviously you made top 3 in Spain at the big man weekend. What was that like for you? Are you happy with that?
It's something that I'm really, 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 really waiting for.
Yeah.
I compete after I have a good, successful San Marino Pro Show.
Mm-hmm.
I competed, I think, 5 times and didn't feel that good.
Mm.
After all the winning I got from the amateur league, I start to lose confidence. Like maybe it's not there. And now I have the spike of the motivation again, and I just can't wait to prep again.
Yeah. Because thing is, I mean, it was a big event, you know, the big man weekend. So obviously we were there. What did you think of the venue and the organization? Was it a good contest for you to do?
Yes, I'm on a big man weekend for 3rd time.
Oh wow!
And the progression, yes.
Yeah.
This show is held 3 times, and I always be there, so I can see the progression. Everything, the medals are better, the prizes are better, the organization are better. I saw great work and great progression on this show.
Hmm.
The organizer, I really take care about what they are represent on this show.
Yeah. Although that competitor meeting, that was a bit late, wasn't it? On the Friday, do you remember? It was like midnight. Yes. I was like, oh, everyone was just dying. They were like, oh, I'm so tired.
Yes.
Because it was held after the amateur show, and it was just a little bit...
at the least, they told me to get in at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
So
I was told 7.
We came in time. So Emilio, the organizers, tell me, Dani, calm down. It will be late for 2 hours. I said, okay, I will go. I will take the time. I will make the time, and I'll back. I make the time. I back at 10. So another 2 hours. And you know how it's the day before show. You're without water. You are off.
Yeah. I looked across the audience, and everyone was just like... The thing is, it was only because the amateur show was so big and so successful that happened. But it's just one of those things. But I mean, it's... but if we were there in the summer for the August show, and I tell you what, it was so hot in there, it was quite nice with it being a bit cooler. You know?
Yes.
So
for me, to compete in the summer is very, very hard. I'm the type of guy to like to drink. The last days when we reduce water, it's very, very hard on me.
Yeah. So tell us who your coach is, who you coach by, who you train by.
Okay. All my career, I coach myself.
Oh, wow.
And when the COVID situation start here in Israel, I just lose some motivation, and I want to maybe start something new. So I try to think about maybe I will hire a coach and start something like update him every week and do something together. Maybe it boosts my motivation. So I think from 4 coaches, I thought about Chris Acito, Patrick Tour, and Milos Sarcev. Milos Sarcev, we are good friends. We sometimes chatting, but somehow I decided to take Patrick Tour.
Oh wow, you went with Patrick? Okay.
Yes.
Fantastic.
I will tell you the story. I take Patrick Tour because I'm a huge fan of Ian Valier. I saw how he trusts and work with Patrick, and the results are amazing. And I like the short guy, Nicolas.
Oh, Nicolas Vuliud from Switzerland.
Yes,
Yeah, the 212. Yeah.
In Portugal, so very impressive. And I saw at the time I started to work with Patrick, James Hollinshead started to work with him. So a lot of momentums around Patrick, so everything goes well.
Yeah.
We start to work. He gave me the plan. I realized I start to doing, but something with the coronavirus mentally, I didn't respond to anything.
Oh wow.
I don't know, because the gym are closest. We have some small gyms. It's called in Israel studio for personal trainer with some weights, with some small equipments. And I didn't feel the same pump. I didn't feel the same progression. I always, when I'm start the process, everything is clicked very fast, very fast. every week I have progress. I send pictures to Patrick. He say, let's change. By the way, I really love and respect Patrick. I hear all the noise. He bad coach.
He's not. He's very good. He's very good.
He's very good. He is very good human. He always asks, how do you feel? Where are you? How? And for me, it's number one thing in a coach.
Yeah.
But something didn't right, and I apologize to him. I tell, this is something mental on me and COVID. I just need a rest. So I shut down everything, and I waited that my home gym will open. And at the day that my home gym opened, a week before, a week later, I started worried about my hair loss. So I asked Crisacito, and I asked Francisco, from Spain?
Francisco.
About some medicine to hair loss.
Okay, yes.
Crisacito told me, yes, that's fine, you can take it. Okay. And Francisco gave me this kind of long answer with the dosages, with the recommendation.
Wow.
With some, wow, this is good one. And I see Oleg and Calderon and all the amateur guys of him being really, really good shape. So the gym is open. He's very, very knowledgeable.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you charge? When we will start? Boom. And we start to work.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And he sent me the programs, and everything are very, very, very informative. Take this and this time, take this and this time. And don't forget, everything, I'm going crazy with this.
When was this? When was this?
This is April this year.
Okay, right, okay. Okay, so that's good. You got that's about the 8 months, 7-8 months. Okay.
Yes. We start the bulking, and then how explain it? When I start to coach him, I plan to do Portugal.
Right.
But when we start to work together, the progress was so good. I tell him, we don't need to stop. Let's grow more and do the show later in the year.
Yeah.
He accepted. He liked very my progress. He tell me my body react good. So we kept, and we decided to take the last show of the years to bring as much progress as we can.
So this approach of kind of starting from scratch, bulking, and then coming back down, did you not think that was the original plan to maybe start from scratch to a prep, as in like Kevin Navrone, like looking like me, and then 4 months later, 240 shredded?
Yes.
So, because it's an old school, like going up and then coming down. That's kind of an old school kind of. But is that obviously what you needed to do?
And after this coming up, I coming up really heavy. I've been 131, I think, and I compete just 130. I lose 50 kilograms. And I will not do it again. I will stay close, like 5-7 kilos stage in off season. I think it's healthier and it's
because that was the approach. Dani, that was the approach they did in the 90s. In the 90s, that everyone kind of got to 300 pounds and then they would come down. But now guys are coming from sort of almost an untrained state to like say Kevin Navrone, like literally from as he is, as almost like a normal man, to like getting muscular and lean to a prep rather than say, you know what I mean? Do you see what I'm getting at?
I think the perfect situation is always maintain some science kind of good form.
Yeah.
Not to be like a regular human, to be something good.
That's the new approach, isn't it? That's the approach that people take now. I think certainly with the classic guys as well. Now they don't.
Why you need to be something good? Because if you are 300 pounds, you're already taxed, you're already tired, and you go to prep, and you can tired earlier and not peak. If you're going into the prep fresh, with a lot of energy, you can work hard until the end. And this shows the result.
I mean, obviously you had no gym and it was difficult to train, but what approach are you going to try for next year with your coach?
Okay. For now, I'm 120 kilos.
Yeah.
I have another 6 weeks. It's called the PCT to remain the health again. then I think we will not gain a lot of weight. We will stay around this, maybe 3-4 kilos more, but getting a little bit leaner and to improve the hardness and to be lean and bigger.
Better.
Not like the
that's better. It's healthier. It's less on the system.
Because I felt very huge, and when you start to dance, you lose the water, you lose the and you see not that a big changes.
Yeah.
And always my weak point, the arms, they getting better, but I really want to bring another inch before I start the prep again.
Yeah.
Because the legs are good, the back are good, everything, but if I had the big arms, that will change the whole picture.
You've got a very balanced physique. Yes, your arms do need to be a little bit bigger, but you've got a very nice balanced physique. And also, one thing I noticed in 2017 at the San Marino and in Spain is your posing is very, very good. Have you?
Yes.
Where's your inspiration from that come from? Do you do it yourself, or do you have somebody else to help you?
You mean the posing, the mandatories, or the posing routine?
Routine.
Posing routine is something that I have genetically. I have a good rhythm with the music.
Okay.
You can. All my routines, I do it. I didn't practice. You just turn the music.
Wow.
And I am going free with the audience.
Oh, I don't like hearing that. I like to hear that you've spent months on a routine. No. So you just literally freestyle it, like Cedric.
It's kind of the emotion I have here. And the better I look and the more confidence I have this day, the better routine. If you have to see me with a good routine, I'm 100% on.
Yeah.
If I feel like I'm soft, then I don't have this energy. I need to be 100%. And in Spain, I really felt it. I got with the Nickelback song.
Yeah.
I'm really sad about nobody filmed the routine, but I really satisfied with what I'm bringing with the routine.
Did you hear the live stream commentary?
Yes. You always remind that you met me in San Marino and stuff.
Yeah.
And I asked the judges what I need to be to. I'm always, all my shows, I get second call out.
Yep.
This is the second time I'm first call out.
Wow.
And first time in the top 3.
Yeah.
So what I need to do? They always told me arms.
Yeah.
So this is the goal. I add close to inch in this year with train them twice a week. I will continue with it, and I think I will get more.
I think that's a good approach. I mean, when Jay Cutler wanted to bring his back up to match Ronnie's, and he went to two different workouts a week for that body part to bring them up. I did it once for when I needed to bring my legs up. I started hitting them twice a week. And it really does, even though you're using them with all the other body parts, like all the upper body, I think sometimes hitting a body part more than once a week, I think that is a really good way to, especially if you do different workouts.
How I bring them, I do it separately.
Okay.
And always in the past when I start to do it twice, I do chest twice, back biceps. But after heavy back day, I don't have that much focus and that much energy. So I take the biceps for the second session before the back and the triceps before the chest. And I'm reduced a little bit from the hamstrings. I start to, because they are very strong from the rear, from the side, I reduce the volume and kind of compensate and give more volume to arms to grow.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So tell us a bit about you, because you live in Israel, but you said you're originally from Russia. Can you tell us about that?
Yes. I am with my family come to Israel when I'm 4 years old. I do here school, high school, everything. And I feel really good in Israel. Always I have a dream maybe to move USA, maybe. But I still, this day, I don't have enough confidence to make this move. But if I do well next year, maybe I will do something.
Everyone seems to be moving to either Florida or Las Vegas. That seems to be where everyone is going. Get yourself to, because I'm obviously got the Dragon's Lair, and you've got all the Iris Kyle's Powerhouse. Like Vegas is kind of like what California used to be. And then you've got all the East Coast crowd, So if you ever think about moving, I would seriously consider moving to one of those two.
For first time, I think I will try it to go maybe for 1.5 months. I have already visa and everything.
Okay.
Maybe 2 months. I will smell it. I will try it. If I will love it. Next time, half year maybe. But first, I want to do well.
Yeah.
I don't want to come there like, okay, I'm Dani, I'm just third place here and there. No, I want to bring something better.
What about moving there to get better?
It's an idea too.
Yeah.
Let's see how next year will. I can always do it through the prep. Maybe do some good contest and move to USA for 1.5 months to compete there.
Yeah.
It's something that I always dream about, to come to USA for months and a half, to do Indy, New York, and all the California, these 3 shows.
Yeah.
My birthday is in May. So these shows is always in May. And this May I'm 30. So maybe I will think about give me a gift for the birthday to make 1.5 months in USA.
So you're only 29 now?
Yes. Yes, only, but I'm always looking young on my face, and people think I am still a junior.
29, that's such a good place to be in. I mean, you've been around for so you turned pro at 25, 26? Mm-hmm. Wow, fantastic. That's great. You got time.
Yes. And the mistake I done when I turned pro, I rush. I always want to keep forward. Then I have some injuries, that I have some this and that. And with the age, I understand that it's a marathon. I need to slow down.
Yeah.
When I start to slow down, everything is start to move more smoothly. So if I squat 5 plates today, I must squat next workout. Now I go with different approach. If I feel something not that good, 4 plates, it's okay. Next week you will progress. Keep yourself healthy. Yourself, the body, physically and mentally, and when you're healthy mentally and physically, the results will come very, very fast.
Thing is, you've also got a physique that is more aesthetic. It's good lines, it's nice balance. Yes. If you start rushing it and trying to get too heavy or you're going to spot the waist, because you've got a nice tiny waist, you've got wide shoulders, you're going to lose that shape. So doing it at a bit more of a steady rate, I think, is a smarter approach.
Yes, because if you're adding inch at the shoulders and you at the same time add inch in the waist, you didn't do anything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Maybe you get worse.
Yeah. So, Dani, do you have good sponsors in place so you can bodybuild and be full time?
I have here Israel nutrition companies that sponsored me. I have a Gorilla Wear sponsored me. I have another couple sponsor, and I do really well here. I am the best coach here. I'm working as I sell supplements, and I'm coaching here national guys for competition.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Because I've never really heard that much about Israeli bodybuilding, apart from yourself. When I saw your name on the list in 2017,
yes,
I don't really know many Israeli bodybuilders. We've got places like Egypt and Kuwait that are all kind of exploding. But what's Israel like?
In Israel, the level of bodybuilding is just very, 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 very low. Because here in Israel, we have me and maybe 1 or 2 good coaches, and no bikini coaches, no nothing. It's very, very, very small circle. Yeah. We have a lot of competition, but the level are very, very low. We have in Israel me as an open pro, and we have one guy there are 212 pro. Enough.
Is that it?
We have 2 pros in Israel.
Oh, wow. So you're really kind of like leading the way. I mean, if you think about what happened with Islam Kortam and Rami and Egypt, they kind of exploded it. So is there no NPC in Israel? Or is it all the other events?
No. There are only alternative federations.
Right. So if somebody wanted to compete in the NPC, would they have to go to Spain or Portugal? Or
No, but people from Israel who want to compete for the pro card, they are fly to, for example, we have today William Bonac Classic.
Yes.
One guy here from Israel come to compete in a classic physique. But I saw his story, he didn't place. So Israeli trying, but something are, I think maybe on a prep coach or something, they didn't get there. They're good. We have something like 5 guys that are potentially can be pro, but something didn't happen. They try 3rd place, 4th place, but something didn't happen.
Being a coach, you need promoters, you need good coaches, you need good gyms, you need good companies supporting the athletes for it to grow. You know, I tell you, we need you to team up with Emilio and start promoting NPC shows in Israel. That's what we need. We need something like that, or an Islam, Islam Kortam, the guy Islam Cortege in Egypt. Like he started putting on shows in Egypt, and we need someone to lead the way in Israel. That's what you need.
By the way, I send a message for IPB Pro Leagues.
Yeah.
About if they can organize, maybe start something in Israel.
Yeah.
Maybe to organize a small show here in Israel for the beginning. Maybe start doing things, and I'm waiting for a response.
Well, you need someone like a Chris Mins, from the Legion Sport, or you need someone like an Emilio to say, right, okay, I'll come to Egypt and I'll co-promote with someone there. And I'm sure it's in the works. I'm sure that, because at the end of the day, the NPC is absolutely exploding now. There's a lot of countries now it's occupying that they weren't in before.
Do you think in Israel make an international show, people around Europe will come?
Yes.
Maybe yes, because we have the Dead Sea, the Jerusalem, Tel Aviv. Something that a lot of tourists like to see in Israel.
Yeah, I wonder if Islam Cortege would be interested in coming to Israel and do something there. Maybe I don't know. I don't know how close it is, or get your map out.
Yes.
So they're growing.
But I'm really focusing on work and progress.
Yeah.
Or maybe when I'm retired,
yeah,
I will take it more seriously to try to organize shows, maybe, or something. This is a kind of plan to the future. Maybe be international better coach, or organize shows, promote shows, or maybe both, something.
Well, you're 20.
My future.
You're 29, and your career is just starting to take off now. So I think you need to focus on that right now. But it's good. It's good though. The thing is,
kind of guy like always like to be in a plan with my head. When I have a plan, with my head, I'm really more calm.
Yeah. Yeah. Thing is, though, I suppose if you're leading the way, you're inspiring people in Israel as a pro.
Yes.
So you're competing in all these different countries.
I have on Facebook a huge group of Israeli bodybuilders, and I coach the top Israeli amateurs.
Yeah. Really,
really well, and always trying to progress.
Yeah. How tall are you, Dani?
180.
So you're quite tall. So I'm 183. You're about 5'10", 5'11", so you're quite tall.
I don't know inches and foot, but you can convert it.
Yeah, about 5'11". About 5'11", I think.
Yes, for my height, I need a couple more kgs on stage.
Yeah, because I remember, like I said, I saw you in San Marino, and I liked your physique because you won the heavyweights. No, you won the super heavyweights, and Tim Buddersheim won the heavyweights. You won the supers, and then you both.
And he won the overall.
Oh, he won the overall.
I'm really waiting for the rematch again.
yeah, because I was really, because when you get two new pros, because they do these amateur shows before the pro, and then they go in and they take a 4th and a 7th in a seriously freaking good lineup of 28 guys.
I will tell you exactly why it's happened. Because when you're amateur and you won the overall, you always 100% on. Because you're one.
Yes.
And the pros sometimes getting slightly off. And so the new amateurs that are 100% always coming good.
Yeah. Well,
so they take them by condition.
Well, Tim
San Marino, I've been ultra shred.
Tim Buddersheim nearly beat. Dennis James told Tim Buddersheim after the prejudging, "You've got 3rd over Brandon Curry." So, and there's a guy that was an amateur the day before, and I've never seen him in that condition, like that level of conditioning. He's been in good condition since, but not that good. Yes. He was shredded.
And always tell me that too. Dani, your San Marino is maybe the lighting. I don't know. Your conditions there, it's the best, but I've been there small.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Spain version or the San Marino version, who is better?
Spain.
In Spain, I've been more round, more big.
Yeah.
Here, I've been smaller, but very, 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 very conditioned.
Yeah.
Why I bring, for now, more round and bigger physique? Because I saw the criteria. People who are more round, they're more bigger, placing a little bit higher than the flat and shredded guys.
Yeah, but the thing is, you're better than you were in 2017 because you are bigger than you were then at the San Marino, but you've managed to keep your aesthetics. You have got bigger, but you've still got the same dimensions, the same proportions. So you are better now, a lot better now.
I saw the picture comparison. I had more delts, more arms. It's look more complete.
Yeah.
But I always want to bring maybe another time the condition with San Marino.
Yeah.
Maybe for next year, because there I've been very, 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 very shredded. But somehow when you got bigger, you little bit lose the lines.
Can do. I don't think you
muscle
have.
fiber gets
You
so
haven't.
thick. Yes, but sometimes you get so thick that the lines are not that pronounced that when you are skinny.
Yeah. Well,
Because I remember when I be lightweight, I flex the triceps, I have lines and here lines, and when I start to bulking a bit, it's a little bit disappeared.
yeah.
And always the bodybuilders, Phil Heath is being very, very good at the beginning because he been a little bit smaller with deeper lines. But if you bring them together and compare, not sure if the smallest version will beat.
Well, I think that's why they brought along things like the 212 and the Classic, because some of these lighter guys or shorter guys were getting bigger to compete as open, and they were blowing their physiques apart. They weren't looking very good. So then you saw like say someone like Flex Lewis. There's a guy that might actually look better as a 212 than as he does as an open. If we see him as an open at 225, he might not be as good. He might not be as good.
But I think Flex Lewis is so much professional, so much know what he's doing. If he will think he will not look that good, he will not compete in the open.
That's a good point. Yeah.
He's so much deep in his lines.
Yeah.
So if he adds some muscle tissue, maybe he will lose a little bit of this deep.
Yeah.
But he still be much more deeper than the other guys in the open.
That's a very good point. It's like when Ramy won the New York Pro in 2012, 13. If you actually,
this is the best version.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. So some people think that he actually was, like if you look at his legs in 2012 when he won the first New York Pro, 2013, his legs were really separated and shredded, and now they're just bigger but not as good.
The small Ronnie Coleman...
98.
Used the small body shame, the small me. Everyone liked the smallest version with the deep lines.
Yeah.
But the judges reward something else. The judges want mass and gigantics. Freaks.
Freaks, yeah. Yeah, but then again, we had guys like Sean Roden and Cedric McMillan who were more classic and aesthetic. No, maybe not so classic, but they're more aesthetic, and they're doing very well.
When Sean Roden won the Olympia, I said, maybe classic structures are starting rewarding.
Yeah.
But it's next year didn't happen again.
Dani, I apologize for asking this question, but I know that people are going to ask it. What would your weight be if you were a classic? What would it need to be? Sorry for asking that, but I know I'm going to get...
It's okay. You can ask me everything. As I know my body is kind of hybrid between open bodybuilding and classic physique.
Yeah.
I'm like 60% open, 40% classic physique.
Yeah.
My calves are big, my legs are big, but my waist is small, and I don't know how much I need to weight, but I need to lose a lot, like 20 kilos.
Okay.
Because
people said that to Rafael Brandeo. They said, you should do, and he's like something like 30 pounds over what he would need to be.
More, 40. He is 3 pounds heavier than me, I think.
Oh, right, okay.
So I need to lose 45 pounds. He need to lose.
Oh, God. Yeah. It's just not worth it. But you know what? Take it as a compliment, because it means that because you can bring guys like Cedric McMillan, guys like Sean Roden, they bring classic to the open. I mean,
this is the goal.
Yeah.
If I be honest with you, I can't be bigger, but I don't know if it will be better on stage.
Well, yeah.
I can bring my legs bigger with heavier squats, but my glutes will explode more. I try to keep everything in kind of proportion.
Yeah.
Maybe I will make my back bigger, but if my waist is going bigger too, it's not look the same.
Do you know what I would say, Dani? I would say play your game and just go on stage as good as you can be. And like I said, you are moving forward. You've had seventh, you've had a third now. You know, you are progressing. I would steadily just keep with the approach you've got. You know, just stay in the open and then just keep gradually improving. Compete in America. That's exactly. I would continue with the path you're on.
Yes, and bodybuilding is something that you are getting into the groove and you just can't stop.
Yeah.
I make the stop in coronavirus. I just lose everything and it's be a nightmare to recover it again. And now when I'm in a good point, the version you see in Spain, I will be much, much, much better without to do any progress. And if I will make some in the plans 4, 3, 5 months of getting bigger, it's something that you will see great improvements for next year. I'm really confident about it.
Keep improving, keep training hard, and keep healthy. You know, maybe not getting up. You know, the approach you did this year, you tried it and it worked. But I think maybe moving forward, you just need to like I said, now you've got access to the gyms and stuff like that. I think you're in a better position going into next year. You're not going to have to do an 8-month prep. You're not going to have to get huge and heavy and all that, you know.
And after placing third place, the judges looking more to you, the people getting more interesting to you, because I have a huge spike after San Marino. Everyone was interested about how I do. And when I'm shut down and be quiet for 1 year, it's kind of disappear. And now I'm feeling like it's coming back again. Good. But it's coming back again without the pressure I have in the past. Yeah. So it's a good combination.
I think maybe you're just glad that you can actually train properly now and you can prep properly without, you know, because I think next year is going to be a good year, exciting year for you, you know. And like I said, you've got good sponsors. You're in a good spot now. So you're certainly in a better spot this year than you were last year.
Yes. The goal next year is make 3 shows.
Yeah.
Place at least in the top 5 in every show, collect some points, and maybe if I'm lucky, I will drive and dreams come true.
Do you know what, though? I actually put a post on a thread on MD, and I said about all the guys, these new 20-something-year-old guys now. You got Amir at 22, you got Vlad at 26, you got Nick Walker, you've got Rafael Brandeo, you've got Regan Grimes, you got yourself. Like there's a huge.
Shame are young too, I think. No,
I think he was a junior in 2011, so he's about 31.
Yes, he's starting to be a next generation because the top stars, Branch Warren and Dennis Wood, they are come off.
That's right.
And something need to replace it. So maybe next year, maybe 2 years, this is the future guys.
Yeah, well, you're part of that group. You're part of those rising stars now that are kind of coming through, that are kind of making noise and getting good places.
I do my best to keep me there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
this is a dream.
So, you're looking to compete in America next year?
The America is a little bit more earlier than my plan because I really want to take at least 4 months to improve. Mm-hmm. But if the progress will be good, I will start with 1 show in America.
Good.
But if the plans will change, I will do Spain, Portugal, and I saw a new show in France.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yes, good. I will do it too. 3 shows. If not France, maybe the UK Arnold Classic seems me very nice show to do.
Get your application in early as well. Seriously, get your application. Contact them now and say, look, is there any opportunity for... Because they make that like an invite thing, so you're better off, sort of alerting yourself to them now and kind of get in early.
Now, I would. Have 10 months, but okay, I will do it.
But I would get your name in first. Contact them and say, look, just to let you know, if please consider me, because that's an invite thing, the UK.
For Arnold Classic UK?
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of competitors that wanted to do that didn't get to do it. So because they already decided. So I would sort of connect with them now.
Because I think this year the Arnold Classic UK will be open.
I think last year it was a invite thing. So they did it. It was like an special golden ticket thing.
I will do it. I think this is shows that are not that caliber like the USA are not, but with the good name, and if I do there well, it can give me good momentum.
And also, if you do Portugal, you might get another shot at Tim Buddersheim.
Yes.
Rematch.
I'm a friend of Buddersheim. We chat back and forth, and we're looking forward for meeting again.
Good.
He's improved a lot, and I follow his progress. I really looking forward maybe to share the stage with him again.
I tell you what, there's so many good bodybuilders over this side of the world now. Like I said, you've got Amir, Vlad, Tim, yourself, all the British guys. I mean, there's so many outside of America over this side of the world now that are absolutely smashing it.
Yes.
It's incredible, isn't it?
I saw
Incredible.
A podcast from Fuad Abiad, Samson talk about it. So he come here and he saw a lot of Europeans are doing very well. They are shred, they are good. Why they are not going to USA? Yes.
That's cool. And you beat a very, very large guy, Morgan Ast. It was like 320 pounds
Morgan
on stage.
Ast, we compete in San Marino and the amateurs.
Did you?
With Morgan Ast.
Morgan was in that one?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I didn't remember. Oh, wow.
This San Marino is very, very, very unique because Andrea Musi been there. Theo in my category.
Theo as well.
Morgan Ast. Let me remember who was. All the category turned pro.
Because when the amateur was going on, I was traveling over. So I only got to see the pro show, and then I saw the lineup, and I saw you and Tim, and I was like, God, these guys look good. And then someone said, no, they're the guys I saw on social media as well. These are the guys that turned pro the day before, and I was like, holy shit, they're really good.
Yes. At the open class, I told you, Musi, Theo.
Yeah.
And
Andrea Mozzi.
Really?
Theo Lagaria. Wow. Do you know what? If you actually listed all the good European bodybuilders at the moment, I tell you what, it's a very long list. It's incredible. And I think it's partly because all the NPC and all these new shows.
Because we got the opportunity to earn the pro status.
Yeah.
Back then, you only have Arnold Classic and the overall take the pro card. Now, you have too much opportunities, but we have opportunities.
But the cream always still rises to the top because a lot of people get pro cards, but it's the ones that actually do something with that pro card. But at least they get the opportunity to see how they fare in pro shows.
Yes. Because the level of the competition between the amateur and the pro league, you can be the best amateur in the world. You turn pro, it's such a different level.
Yes. But then, you go into a pro show like the San Marino and you end up getting 7th out of 28 in a crazy lineup. At least you get the opportunity to see how you stack up against Hadi, Cedric, Brandon. At least you got the opportunity. So that's really good that you had that opportunity, which we didn't really have before.
Yes. But as a competitor, you always I always compete to be first.
Yes, but it's
when you stand next to Cedric and Brandon, you feel lost.
Yeah. Well,
I remember the San Marino show. I've been in the same room with Brendan Corey and Cedric with me. Yes.
Oh no! But you're like, wow.
Looking to the left, I see Brendan Corey.
Oh shit!
I look into the right, see Cedric. And why I'm so skinny.
Yeah. Well, like I said, what opportunity that was for you, though.
But I've been a little bit nervous. Cedric told me, calm down, boy. You're good. You're good.
Yeah. Good. And it's good. The thing is, you didn't get 16th or 18th. You got 7th, mate. And it wasn't 7th out of 9. It was 7th out of 28. That's incredible. It's incredible.
Yes.
Cool. Dani, I'm going to let you go, mate. But this has been good. And
Thanks,
I'm glad.
It was a great interview. I'm looking forward maybe in a couple months to do it again, maybe update you with how everything is going. And thanks for the opportunity. And you invite me to the show. For me, it's a dream come true.
Oh, good. You did press record, didn't you? Good. Okay. Sorry, I'm joking. Right. Okay, Dani. Dani, thank you so much for coming on Big Love Muscle. And like I said, all the best with the preps for next year. And hope to see you in some American shows and get some good first call outs. And hopefully we'll see you at the Olympia next year as well, because that would be very cool.
I will do the best to make it.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be easy.
Yeah.
But I believe in myself, in something, in some times, in the right times, can happen.
Keep pushing, mate. Keep pushing. And like I said, you're going to be in a much better position next year than you were this year. So, and this year went well. So next year is a good thing to which to build on, you know?
Yes. I'm in a good track and just keeping without coronavirus and everything will be good.
Oh, coronavirus. Yeah, that's a bummer, isn't it?
And when the show will be on YouTube?
Wednesday.
What day?
Wednesday.
Cool.
Wednesday.
Thanks.
I'll tag you in.
Goodbye.
Okay. All right, Dani. Thank you so much, and I'll speak to you very soon. Thank you. And welcome back to MD Global Muscle here at the Unrise Move Studio with me, your host Giles Thomas, and we're joined by Golden Calves himself, Joel Thomas, Toronto Toe Pro champ. Oh my God!
Yeah, thank you. I've been hearing a lot about that this week. That's the one thing I've been hearing about a lot.
What is that? The new nickname, Golden Calves?
Yeah, that's kind of funny. Yeah.
I saw that and I thought that's a really good nickname. Actually, where did it start?
I've only heard it a couple of times, but it's just funny to me. I don't know.
Oh, Joel, mate, honestly, congratulations, mate. I was so happy when you won that with the Toronto Pro, mate. Unbelievable. How'd you feel?
Right. Thank you. Yeah. It's pretty exciting. And yeah, I appreciate the coverage and stuff going into. That was pretty cool. Especially coming from like placing kind of middle of the pack or like, just being okay at shows. That was pretty cool. A lot of people had some confidence and stuff in me going in. So that was nice.
I mean, I know I've been raving about you for like a couple of years now, but do you know what? To see the fact that you actually, because you did a prep, you did Tampa,
Yeah.
Was it 6th or 7th you got?
7th at Tampa.
So you got 7th at Tampa, and then you'd made the decision. What was the decision that made you want to do another 15 weeks prep?
So even whenever AJ and I started getting ready for Tampa, we kind of knew that it was going to be hard for me to be my best there. And the reason was just because after the injury, I had to get too heavy.
Yeah.
Too heavy, but way heavier than I usually get to start a contest prep because all this time that I basically just atrophied and just lost all this muscle recovering. And I was really, really like slow in my rehab. So it took a long time before I could get back to like normal training. Like I wanted everything like really healed up. So we had to get heavier than normal. And it was just a lot of extra fat to get off.
Yeah.
So, we thought, hey, let's get in shape for Tampa. We'll be in pretty good shape for Tampa. And then we'll fill out for a month and a half, or for a month, at least a month. Okay. And then trying to get it a lot tighter later in the year. So it's just the timing that worked out for us. And that was kind of the plan going into Tampa, was to do something else afterwards, even if we had some time.
Right. No, because I always say that the longer you're in shape and you're kind of on prep and eating the right foods and stuff like that, the better you're going to be. Unless you actually burn out and your recovery's not right, you're just going to get better and better. Yeah,
and especially on the time in between, we really took that to eat up and like bring up some body parts. Like I think my back was a lot fuller. We put a lot of calories on back day and on leg days to keep those full going into the second show. So it wasn't like I was like starved down and depleted. It wasn't like I had to like. It's not like hanging on to a diet. Like if I'm doing shows 6 weeks apart, to where you're already in shape and then you don't really have time to progress or grow. It's kind of, you fill out maybe a little bit and then get right back into the diet. So it wasn't like I was starving the whole time. We had a nice little progression chunk there in the middle of the two preps. So
yeah. So I was thinking like after doing a prep and then doing another 15-week prep, I just wondered if you'd. The thing is, I was monitoring your progress on Instagram, and I could see that you were actually, if someone's getting better and they're filling out, they're not burning out, they're not dying. Do you know what I mean? Right. They're actually doing okay. Yeah,
I definitely didn't feel over dieted, and I wasn't towards the end of this one, it wasn't like I was like, oh, I'm just so ready to be off the diet, because I ate a good bit of food in between. So this one definitely didn't feel like I was over dieted or burned out. I could have even dieted a little longer and felt fine. This one, there wasn't, and it wasn't like mentally taxing. I kind of had a nice attitude going into it. It wasn't like I was like ready for because I've done contests where I'm just ready for it to be over. Yeah. Okay, I just get on stage, like I am excited to compete, but I'm really ready to take a break from cardio or shut it down or whatever afterwards. But this one wasn't like that. It was actually kind of nice coming in.
And also having the longer prep and, like you said, not having to get a load of fat off. Was there less pressure coming on as compared to, say, the Tampa prep?
Oh yeah, yeah. For Tampa, we were like really pushing the cardio. Yeah. This time I got to back off on the cardio a good bit compared to Tampa anyway. Mm-hmm. And it was like we had to have, for Tampa, from where I was at 16 weeks, we had to have a huge progress every single week. So like changes, like we were just changing the diet all the time to make sure that I was progressing, and I would have some really low days mixed in with my high days, and we were able to keep the moderate days fairly high for this one, and it was not like that for Tampa. Tampa was pressure like every week to like, all right, is this going to come off? Is this going to come off?
Is that what they call a reverse diet, where you're almost like eating into the show? Is it?
No, I mean people revert to reverse diet like after. That's just to keep from getting fat.
Oh, I mean, okay. No, because I think I really saw I really saw the improvements when I saw you posted a picture. Was it 1 week or 4 weeks out from, and you put them like the most muscular, and you put them next to each other, and you look so much bigger. You look like, because at Tampa you could see that you had a different look. You weren't quite as kind of, the dimensions weren't as like the chest. You had a more streamlined look, but I thought it was actually quite a nice look. I think it worked.
Yeah, I really was. Yeah. I was pretty happy with what I was able to do. Yeah, especially that being my very first contest after an injury that a lot of people say is going to end your career. At least people on my Instagram tell me that. But that's a real thing. You know, some people get that injury and their career is just not the same.
Big time.
So yeah, to be able to come in, AJ and I were both pretty happy with how I was able to look for Tampa. We just need to be even better for this one. So
no problems with training anymore. Are you mentally holding back on, like, say, your chest training or your shoulder training, or is it completely okay now?
No. So even for the past 6-8 months, I've had no issues at all with the actual pec.
Oh, good.
So the only pain or like injuries I would say or related to the pec tear, or just like little nagging pains that happen like in the shoulder. Yeah. So I'll have like shoulder, like pain on the backside of my shoulder. I've had like some little elbow like nagging pains. But I mean it's nothing that I couldn't train around. And it's nothing that really keeps me from going hard on training, because it doesn't feel like any weakness in the actual pec. So that's like kind of nice. It's not like I have to change my training. I think when I'm training, other than I'm not doing flat barbell stuff as often, my training, I would say, is exactly the same as it was before by now.
I've spoken to bodybuilders. I think it was Zach Khan when he tore his quads, and he said the biggest barrier for him was psychological. He says was getting under that squat rack for the first time when he knew pretty much that everything was okay. Did you have any sort of psychological barriers, or you were nervous, and you did a stretch on a fly? Do you think, oh shit, is this going to go again?
So I had all of those kind of thoughts and fears or doubts or whatever. I kind of had those while I was rehabbing.
Okay.
So and like I see a lot of guys rush their comeback, or they're like in a hurry to get back in Instagram posting shape and things like that.
Yeah.
But it's people's job, you know.
Yeah.
But I think I was patient enough with it to where there was never like, okay, I feel like I'm healed up, I'm just going to go to 100% workout. It was like, okay, I'm going to have like 20% workouts, and then I'm going to have 30% workouts. And it's I don't want to say it feels like a waste of time, but it kind of just feels like you're going through the motions.
Yeah.
So I did enough of going through the motions to where by the time I got up to heavier weight, there was no kind of pain. Nothing feels aggravated. Nothing feels weak in that joint. And my surgeon said, he said, I'm not going to tear that one again. Basically, I mean, he did just an amazing job. So he just said that this one's going to be stronger than the left one, most likely. I
was at a party once, and Branch Warren was there, and I said, Branch, I said, yourself, remember he tore his quads. You remember years ago, he slipped on some ice. It's about 2012, this was. In Birmingham it was. And I said, Branch, I've just seen a training video, and I said, and you're still doing that real choppy. I said, don't you worry about, I thought you'd come back and use a different style of training. And he says, no. He said, that style built my physique. He says, and also when you actually tear something and it heals, it usually heals back stronger. It's like a bone. Sure. You break it, it heals back actually stronger.
Yeah, and the stuff they tie this up with, that material is like, that stuff is pretty heavy, dude.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, at least if you go through the rehab process correctly.
Yeah.
And like just give that injury like time to really heal and attach.
Yeah.
I get what he's saying. Like you have to train that works for you. And if that's what put that kind of muscle on you, that's how you have to train. We're all at risk of injury all the time, anytime you're training.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you dwell on it, then I don't know, you're not going to be a pro bodybuilder, or not going to progress anyway.
It's funny because when it looked like I was criticizing his style of training, the room just fell silent. Everyone just stopped, and he kind of paused, and he just went, well, look, Giles, he said, actually, I was like, because they were like, what is this guy's criticizing Branch Warren? I wasn't, because it sounded like a criticism. It wasn't a criticism. It was like I was questioning. I was like, so why have you, because if I injured myself, maybe I'd train smarter or differently or a different way. And he says, no, sod it. He said, that's how I train. So.
No, I mean, I think it's a legit question too. I mean, I will say this, the thing that I did to tear the pec, I've not done that type of training again.
Okay.
Because that was for like YouTube content.
Okay. I remember you saying no, yeah.
On a video, so we're like, we're gonna get crazy hits on this video. Because I mean, people have always liked to see me do the high rep stuff. Like I post like 405 on bench for like 22 reps.
22 reps. What? Crazy. Four plates for 22 reps.
Or like 36 reps with 315. That one's on a YouTube video somewhere. Wow. So yeah, that kind of stuff, and it's fun for me too.
Yeah.
But that type of bench press, I probably won't be doing that again.
Yeah.
So.
Well, right now. Obviously, I want to talk about Toronto, mate, because I said, you got your first win, mate. So what was the whole experience like? What was it like for you? You won and you got the Olympia, and tell us.
Flying in that week, really going into the week, AJ and I were really happy with the look, with the fullness that I was keeping. Well, man, where do we start? There's was just a crazy week. First off, flying into Toronto was. You had to jump through some hoops to get in there.
Really?
Just so you had to time this COVID test in enough time to get the results back in enough time. But it's got to be within a certain window.
Oh, really?
The airline. Yeah. So they require the vaccine, and then on top of the vaccine, you have to have like the PCR test that takes up to 72 hours to get your results, but it has to be within 72 hours of your flight. So, it was fun. And then the day after the show, we had to go get tested to get back into and then get the results immediately to get back on a plane to come back into the United States.
Oh my God!
So, once I was there and I had my paperwork and everything was really, really smooth. Got to Toronto and just had days. I think we got in on a Wednesday for a Sunday show. So I trained with Wednesday I trained with AJ in the morning at his place, and then flew right out of Orlando to Toronto. And some people retain on a flight, and I've never had this issue. So I haven't traveled for a contest in a long time.
Okay.
Like I just drive down to the Tampa Pro because it's 3.5 hours or 4 hours from my house.
So how long's the flight then from Tampa to Toronto? It's only a short flight, isn't it?
It's short. It's only like 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Oh, that's further than I thought, actually. That's further than I thought. That's quite far.
Than I especially from Orlando. It's a nice, easy flight.
Yeah.
But so I didn't know if I was going to be one of these ones that retain from a flight. Some people would swell up on a plane.
Yeah.
And then AJ was telling me some people lose weight on the flight, and I'm for sure one of the ones that loses. Like, I landed, I got all my meals in, my water was normal. Like, I was still at probably 2 gallons at the time, 2 gallons of water, and I was way light whenever I landed in Toronto. So like the water weight was gone. Then all we had to do was just eat food
just to fill out. Yeah. So you were dry. That's a good place to be in. Better than blowing up.
Yeah, the opposite. Yeah.
Good.
It was like this show was kind of different. I was just really starving on the carb up. Like, I was uncomfortable hungry. Like, one of the nights I was like had trouble sleeping, not because of nerves. I was like so hungry. So and I had probably 925 carbs.
Wow.
Grams.
And you were still hungry. So your body was just, were you filling out though?
Yeah, I was filling out. It was slowly, because it was like we just figured out that I have this thing to where I've always undercarbed for a show, and I end up coming in flat, and it looks like I'm smooth, like I overcarbed.
Yeah.
It looks like I spilled.
You're not full. You're not full.
Yeah, and I could never really figure that out. But so we kind of found out from Tampa that the more I ate going in, like all the way up to the show, even the day of the show, the tighter I stayed, and my weight stayed down. So I had to eat a whole lot for this one to stay full or to even fill back out after the flight. It's
funny, because when I was looking at some of the video, the phone video footage, literally on the day of the show, I was like, this could go either way between Quinton, because you got like I compared you like sort of like say Flex Wheeler versus Dorian, 2 completely different sorts of physiques. It's whichever you prefer. It could go either way. But when I saw the high resolution images, that's when I went, okay, I see why Joel won this. Like literally, I saw how on the phone footage you didn't look as good as you did in the high resolution images. Like Ian Valier's like that. He doesn't look.
The video, especially with my tan.
I was like, okay, I'm expecting Quinton to win this, and then I saw the high resolution, and I saw how dry you were, and your condition was bang on, mate.
Yeah, and it's like the hardness kind of look.
Yeah.
You really can't. You couldn't see it at all on the video.
No, I couldn't. I was like, okay, this could go either way, And then, like I said, when I saw the pictures, I was like, right, okay, yeah, totally.
Man, I'm just such a huge fan of Quinton's physique too, and he knows it.
Cool.
We've been fans of each other for a while, so it's nice to have somebody that like. It's this. I like this part. It's like we show up to the check-ins and we're kind of sitting around, and we already knew that he and I were getting talked about a lot going in, and we both just kind of gave each other a look and like a little grin and like we're about to do this.
You and me, bro. It's you and me.
And it's I don't know. It was cool to have somebody that was like, hey, let's just put on a good show for everybody.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's even after prejudging. So they brought us back out by ourselves.
Yep.
In the last call out, it was just the 2 of us. And it was just like, afterwards, just like, hey man, I just, I hope people that came and people that are watching just enjoy the show. Like, hopefully it's a good one for them, So it was just cool to be 1 and 2 with somebody with such a good sport about it. But man, crazy body. He's got an amazing physique, man. He's got a serious future.
26 years old, and he's got a frame like that because he's 6'1", and he's like I said this. I said to the guy previously on this episode. I said, these some of these newcomers, these young guys in their 20s coming through. There's just a whole like army of these guys coming through now to. Yeah. You know, but and you beat Quinton, you know, and that's probably the best Quinton I think we've ever seen, you know.
I think so.
Yeah, he looked tremendous. Because I saw him in Romania, and I was up close. I was doing the live stream, and you know, and he looked fantastic there. And he said, because he was a bit flat there, but he said, no, I'm going to bring my best to Toronto. And I was like, because remember when we spoke months ago, and I said, oh, imagine if you got top 3. How cool would that be if you got top 3? And you're like, top 5, top 3, wouldn't that be great? And you bloody won it. So I mean, now you've got a full year to prep for the Olympia. I mean, how do you feel about being in that position now as an athlete with a full year?
That really didn't hit me until I saw the updated Olympia list.
Yeah.
And once I saw the qualified list, I was like, oh man.
Oh shit. Wow.
That's real. So everybody around me is like really ready to like help me work to get there. Just everybody around me is like, hey, we need to do this coming into this year. We need to do this going into this year. It's just really exciting, and especially now that my training and I feel just injury free. Like my body feels great right now. Even coming into the show, my body just seemed like really happy with coming in. Like nothing felt like I have to get through these little aches and pains to get into this contest. So yeah, starting the off season with a full year. It was such a like I said, doing a huge all those extra weeks for an extra prep back to back. You know, I mean, what a great result. Like I said, this time last year you're probably stressing about your pec, I'm guessing. You know. 100%. Yeah.
Maybe thinking, shit, is my career over? And then a year later, you're winning a pro show. And then the Olympia, it's not in October, it's in December in Vegas, back in Vegas again. So now you've got 12 months to prep for the Olympia. And I mean, are you just going to do the Olympia next year? Have you thought about it?
Yeah, so we have thought about it. AJ and I talked and basically came up with, we'll see how much we can progress
right
until April. And then in April, we'll see what kind of shape I'm in. Have I put on the size to be competitive at the Olympia? And do we go ahead and get the fat off and do a show and maybe get a good placing at a show coming in? And then do the Olympia, like similar to what we did this time.
Yeah.
With most likely a shorter break between.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we definitely discussed that. I don't feel like,
too early.
Everybody else is doing it too. They're like, I got an Olympia qualification, but I want to rack up some wins and get some top placings at big shows. Yeah. So I don't like that idea either. And I kind of like the idea of, hey, let's progress as much as possible, and there's no pressure to compete. There's no pressure to score points or, because, guys that are in the points race, the points list is like this long.
I know.
Guys that are capable of scoring points.
I mean, it reminds me of like, say, Samson Dowda. I mean, he said he had like 4 or 5 all the shows over Egypt, the UK, Prague. He had all his flights booked because he said, look, I'm not expecting to. I'm hoping to get a win, but if I don't, right. He says I'll do every single bloody show. He says until I get so many points that he says I'll go and do more shows next year if I have to because I will be at the Olympia. And then when he got the win. I had him on Global and he looked so relieved and so happy. It wasn't just a win. It was I don't have to do 10 of the 10 shows and travel all over the world and spend all my money. I can just shut it down now for the Olympia, and you're in the same position.
Yeah. So now it's like I can do a contest if I want to. If it lines up right to help me be better for the Olympia, then we'll do a show going in.
That's a very good place to be in, mate. Very good place.
That's pretty exciting. It's a pretty nice feeling, yeah.
And thing is, you've gone from being a guy that, like, say, people like myself were saying, God, this guy could be good. This guy, give him another couple of years, and you've already stepped up to that place where, you've won a pro show now, where you've not even been top 6 before, and you've now won a show. Now you're going to Olympia, not on point. It's like you've leveled up a big amount there, mate.
Yeah, it's a big. It's a huge. That's like a career show to like put you from one group into a different group. Yeah. I mean, excuse me. We talked about like, hey, I was really close with Song Cho Lee.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
And AJ's like, hey man, that guy did the Olympia last year. Like, he's an Olympia guy. Mm-hmm. Like, nothing keeping you from being an Olympia guy. So, that's how we were looking at it. I was like, all right, I'm so this close. I just need to like,
yeah.
I need like one big show. I need like a good stretch of shows if it were with a points thing or whatever. But yeah, it's I'm taking it very seriously. I'm
good.
I'm really, really looking forward to the Olympia. And I don't want to just go and say, hey, I did it, and I had a trip to Vegas, and I feel like I can show up and be competitive. So that's pretty exciting. This is very cool career stuff.
But it's not like you've got 6 weeks to the Olympia and it's just bringing the same sort of package or maybe slightly improving. You can look. You've seen what guys can do in a year. And the thing is, when someone gets a win, it gives them a new opportunities. It gives them confidence, and it like I've seen guys completely transform again from being a pro show winner to then stepping on stage at Olympia and being this guy. I remember Sean Roden when he was 11th at Olympia, and then he came back the following year and got 3rd. So big jumps can happen like that. Where and like I said, it's a full year. It's not even 5 months or 6 months. It's a full year.
And I've also never had a full healthy year of training. I've never had an injury-free year with AJ. And AJ stays on top of me in off-season stuff. Yeah. The only thing that was really holding us back this past year was I have to ease into my chest stuff. My back training, because of the shoulder issues, was like 70%. And that just got better as the year came. But by then I was already deep into my second contest prep for the year. So yeah, a full healthy offseason with him that's gonna be pretty cool.
And another thing, no showing off for YouTube in 2022.
Hey, I already said that.
Yeah. No showing off.
Hey, Quentin and I are gonna shoot a calf training video.
Oh God. Do you know what?
That'll be our YouTube deal for the year.
I'll accept that. I've not heard anybody twanging their calves or anything on stupid weights.
I don't know how he trains calves, but I definitely don't do anything. I don't do anything silly.
God, it was nice to see a top 2 as well with really good calves. I said this last week.
And I just read so much about like both of these guys have like great structure. They have we have very different bodies, but everybody seemed to be very, very happy with just like neither of us had like a blocky look.
Yes.
I think people were like kind of happy to see like that in the top 2. Like, because I'm always worried about my shape and trying to stay away from exercises that I feel like are going to make my waist big or give me a blocky look, because I can develop a blocky look for sure.
Yeah.
Just depending on the exercises I do and how I eat, like my waist will grow for sure. So yeah, keeping that down, because like I said, like we have very different physique, but I just thought it was cool that we both had like at least the type of structure that I like to look for in bodybuilding. I mean, like the 90s guys that had like size and shape at the same time. I thought that was pretty cool. And I think we both heard a lot of compliments about that this week.
You both had great calves, and you both got great midsections.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Right, Joel, I'm going to let you go, mate. But I just want to get you on because, like I said, the winner interview, we've got to get that. I thought you'd blown me off completely last week, mate. I thought he's a big shot now. He doesn't need to come on Global on my humble show.
That was my try. Like, hey, let's hurry and get this appointment so we can get the results back. So we can get off flight. So and everything perfectly.
Well, we just did a tour with Ashley Kaltwasser, and we had to go to Romania, Spain, and we had to go through all that bullshit as well. Well, it's not bullshit; it's necessary, but it is. It feels like bullshit when you're doing it because it's a real drag, you know. Yeah, cool. Well, mate, 2022 is going to be good for you. I think you'll have a good Christmas this year, and I think you're going to have a very... I was really happy. It reminds me of Brooke Walker. Like you sort of see potential. I mean, that's kind of such a double-edged sword. That word. It can be such a kiss of death when someone in the media says, "Oh, he's got potential. She's got potential." But when people actually exceed, you know, and you're really going at them and saying, "Look, this guy, this lady, they really got what it takes." But in a couple of years, and they actually exceed it, like yourself and Brooke. It's really, really exciting when that happens, mate. And it's a real, and the thing is, another thing is, we love seeing new faces at Olympia, and you're a new face, so that's great.
Yeah, I'm happy to be part of it. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and stick with AJ Sims, mate, because he's really like he's been like he's just been with you every step of the way, hasn't he?
Yeah, for sure. And he's just like he's just been this just harasses me with positivity.
I love it.
And it's never like, hey, you're good enough, so let's coast it. It's always like, man, things are coming together. Great, let's do this. Nice. Right, we just got to push this much more. All right, now we just have to do this and this. This is going to come in on time. So yeah, it's he just really cares about what he does. And man, that's just something that I've never had a coach just fully get in my business like that.
Yeah.
But it's great for me. I've really needed that, and I've never had an off season like that. It's always I have a coach for a contest, so I can only progress so much, or I'm responsible for my own progression, and responsible for my own food intake. So yeah, a full year of AJ Sims in my business is going to be
a good thing.
That should be good, yeah.
God, mate, it's crazy to think, you know, like I said, if you think back to when you had all the doubts with your pec and you thought, shit, is this my career over? And now the next time you step on stage, it could be at the Olympia, mate. You know, it could be unless you choose to do another show beforehand, it's going to be at the Olympia, the biggest show in the world. That's just insane. I mean, what a motivator for next year.
Yeah, and this one is less than 2 years after the injury, and I'm better than I was before the injury.
Yeah.
So I feel very fortunate because that's not the case for everybody who has that injury. Yeah. But yeah, it's really, really exciting.
That's good surgery. It's a good work ethic, and it's a proper, true winner's mindset.
Yeah.
And a good coach. And a very good coach.
A very good coach, yeah.
Very good coach. Big shout out to AJ Sims there. Right, Joel, I'm gonna let you go, mate. Thank you so much for coming on MD Global Muscle once again. And like I said, that was a real thrill seeing you win that, mate. I was so, when I woke up in the morning and I saw him on Instagram, I was like, yeah, he's won it. Fantastic. So what a great end. Really, you know, like maybe go back and watch the interview we did 16 weeks ago on here, and you know, it's really like if you watch them one after the other, it'd be quite cool to see, you know, what's happened in between. You know, it's a really kind of positive story. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
And yeah, support.
Always, mate. Always happy to support you, mate. Okay then. I'll let you go have some breakfast or something, and I'll speak to you very soon.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Joel. Take care, mate. Bye bye. Okay, guys, it is hot news segment for season 4, episode 43 of MD Global Muscle. Duh. Right, okay, we're going to go straight into it. We're going to go into the athlete we just had on right before this segment is Marcello De Angelis from Brazil, on Instagram as horse.md, 766,000 followers. Wow. These Brazilian athletes, I don't know what, it's their fan bases and the support these guys have in Brazil is just insane, and I love to see it. And I wish it would be great if every single country in the world really supported their athletes like this. I think with Brazil, they really, really do love bodybuilding. I've been told many times by athletes who've gone over and done tours or appearances with their supplement companies, and they've just been like, it's just insane. I think Ronnie Coleman told me, Brazil. Yeah, they always say that Brazil's a real standout country for, you know, the kind of the kind of love there is. There's gyms and supplement stores on every street corner. Everyone trains. Everyone loves it. And the shows. I mean, what did he say? 800 athletes? Yeah. Oh, that light's right in the way. I can't see you properly. I can't see. Right, okay, because you've got like a little light's dropping. So yeah, so Marcello, Horst.md, he's won 3 shows this year, as he said in the interview. And 5 pounds over the classic limit. I think he's crazy not to go classic next year in 2022. I mean, because he could get a little bit sharper in the back. Look at this. I mean, that's a bloody gym shot, isn't it? I saw a stage shot, and you can see that he could get a little bit crisper from the back. So 5 pounds off. 5 pounds off that. Oh my God! Look at his physique. Look at that. Look at number 5. Look at shot 5. Look at that. It's just incredible. Look at this guy's lines. I mean, that front double bicep, whether it's front on. You know, front on, spectacular, but look at it from the angle, the way it... Ooh, that's just... and look at his legs. Oh, my God. I tell you what, imagine that next to Chris Bumstead. No, serious.
No, I can't. It looks stunning.
And he's good from the back. I mean, if you look at, picture number 4 there, I mean, this guy he's 27 years old, unbelievable legs. He's been competing for 10 years, but he's been competing since he was, 17? Yeah, because he said he was winning big shows when he was 19. He's competed all over the world. Look at that. I mean, proportion. I mean, classic is all about proportion, symmetry. You know, I mean, I'm not crazy about the vacuum, but the classic class does seem to like the vacuum. He does a perfect vacuum. I almost don't want him to go open because I don't want him to ruin that look. Because imagine if he got bigger and blew those lines. I mean, look at that. Look at the way the lat comes in there. You know, it creates such a aesthetically pleasing visual feast for the eyes. It's just, yeah. So I think classic next year. Do you know what? He could jump straight into the Arnold Classic as a classic, because I think 5 pounds off that, and he's going to be tough to beat. I think he's going to be tough to beat. I'd love to see him next to Ramondino. Is that Ramondino there? That's Ramondino. Obviously took 5th place at the Olympia. Is that Ramondino? Am I just talking nonsense? Is that him? I'm trying to think of his face now. Is it Phil Heath in the background? Yeah, so where is it? There's the picture. That's not, sad to say, it's not his car. I was like, oh, wow. I tell you what, his sponsors really looking after him if they've given him a bloody Lamborghini. So look at that. Look at his proportions. Yeah, what a physique. Honestly, I think his physique is completely perfect for classic as it is now. Like I said, you're going to have to get 5 pounds off. Let's have a look. See there, that's a classic pro show winner. That.
Look at those legs.
Wow, the legs are incredible. And imagine if it just a little bit more crisp here and everything, a bit more detailed. I mean, he could jump straight in January. He could jump straight into a classic prep. So what's this horse versus Sebum? Oh look! Oh, you're going after the champ. Oh, he's going after the champ. So, I'm not going to put that on. Yeah, so, here he is. Is that him? No, that's not him next to Ramondino, is it? That's somebody else. Oh, that's somebody else. He looks a bit like Chris Bumstead, doesn't he, in the face? Doesn't that guy look a bit like Chris? He could be a stunt double for Chris Bumstead. Couldn't he? He's got the physique as well. So, I mean, yeah, okay. This is the Ramondino. This is the guy that they're all raving about. This is the new classic guy who took 5th in the Olympia. I'd never even heard of this guy before until he did the Olympia. So you had Urs Kalsinski in 4th place. It was like, 24 or 25 or something? And then you had Ramondino, he's just, I mean, everyone is talking about this guy right now. And do you know what? I prefer Marcello's physique. Well, in that shot anyway. In fairness, I think the frontal bicep is Marcello's. That's the how many times did he hit it in the interview? 3 times? So, and this is his wife, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, wow, wellness. So that's his wife. So she won her pro card as he did in the men's open bodybuild. Well, open, but what super heavyweight was it? I'm assuming super heavyweight. And then she won the amateur wellness, and then she gone and placed top 5. So she was, I'm guessing, 5th because he said top 5. If she was 4th, he'd be saying top 4 against the Olympia champion Francielle Matos and Angela Borges, who was 2nd at the Olympia. So yeah, I mean, what a couple! Wow, what a power couple! Oh my god, I bet in Brazil they just. I mean, he said. I mean, I've heard actually, like they're like even in public, like the athletes. The bodybuilders in Brazil actually get recognized like on the street. I mean, it's like that with Ramy in Egypt. You know, he can't even go out in public without being recognized. But I mean, like Dorian said, even when he was Mr. Olympia, he could walk in his own, you know, right in the city centre of Birmingham, and no one would even bat an eyelid at him. They probably just thought he was some big fat guy in a hoodie. It's true. But there we are. There's the sword. That's the sword he just showed us at the end of the interview you just seen. Pulled it out. That's a nice touch, isn't it? Doing it. I need that light, actually. I'd like to see you. Pulled it out the stone. That's really cool. I like little touches like that by promoters doing stuff like that, because, I mean, look at that. I mean, that's a photo. That's a photo you probably put a bit of Photoshop on. You know, with some cool background or something, and then you'd have that framed up in your office, wouldn't you? You would, though, wouldn't you? I mean, look at that. I mean, turning pro is a hugely momentous event for an athlete such as this. As anyone, look at that. Yeah, I'd be photoshopping that onto Game of Thrones. The chair. No, I'd have He-Man. I'd have Castle Grayskull behind him. You know, I have the power.
Yeah.
You don't know what I mean.
No.
You're too young for He-Man. Yeah. You're probably into that new watered down He-Man version on Netflix bollocks. Sorry, what? Blonde hair? Yeah, I can imagine with him with like an 80s blonde haircut. Yeah, I think that'd look cool. But yeah, so like I said, we brought him up last week. I mean, his physique is very, look at that. It's very standout, and I think he's look. I mean, everything's there. I don't want him to go open. I mean, he's 27. I mean, so let's just revisit this in a couple of years. But I think if he went into Classic, I think he could be winning pro shows off the bat. I think he could be a top 10 at the top 10 or top 6 at the Olympia next year. So he would probably want to stay as a Classic. And he doesn't have to worry about putting on 20, 30 pounds of muscle or being told that you're too small and, you know, your third call out in the open and, you know, you're not competitive enough. And then he has to potentially ruin his lines and get himself to body weights that he might not be comfortable at. See, this is why the Classic class was brought in, for physiques exactly like this. I mean, this guy would have turned pro and we probably wouldn't have seen him for another 2 years, because he'd have been having to put so much size on to even hope to be competitive in a pro show, and he'd be completely forgotten about and the next generation would be coming through. But with the Classic, I mean, even 212. I mean, no, he's not. He's too big for 212. What did he say his body weight was?
No idea.
I can't remember. What was he? I'm trying to think what he weighs. No, I don't think he said. I'm getting him mixed up with the other person we interviewed earlier today. So, look at this. Yeah, look at that. Wow. Do you know what? Everything. The hand pop, the calves. He's not missing anything, this guy. He really isn't missing anything. And you know me, one thing I like, it's condition. Look at the quads. He's like he's a computer-generated image of the perfect physique. Isn't it? I mean, I just would love to see him at the Olympia 2022, and I want to see how he compares to Terence Ruffin, to Chris Bumstead and guys like that, because sometimes you see guys in there on these kind of shots by themselves or under the good light, and they look amazing, and then they get to like a pro show or the Olympia and they get completely lost in the shuffle. But I think this guy, yeah, I don't know. I'd be very shocked if he was not a force at the Olympia next year. So you heard it here first, guys. Marcello De Angelis. Let's have a look from the back. I've not really seen many back shots. Yeah, he could do a little bit more thickness in the back, but I mean, God, he's got calves. He's got everything. This guy. Very pleasing physique. Yeah. I don't want to see him disappear and to come back as an open. I want to see him I'd love to see him in the Arnold Classic in March. I think he's this guy is primed. He's primed. He's ready for the pro ranks. So, and like you said, also a big acknowledgement as well for the NPC coming to Brazil and really kind of bringing, 800 competitors they had in their show, this show. and it was all over Instagram. I mean, it's I think it's just so amazing. Yeah, that's obviously down to the NPC. So it's yeah, I bet their shows are wild. The NPC, you know, and the expo, and he said, you know, they need security. These guys need security when they're trying to even just get through expos. And the sponsors, I mean, I heard I'll say it, Brandeo, 4 years ago, I heard from a very good source what he was getting paid by his sponsor, and it was not chump change. It was, I mean, this was like, and this guy had just literally, he was 25 and he just turned pro. Chump change, yeah. And yeah, so I mean that was then. So these guys are really well looked after and really well supported, and you know, and the results speak for themselves. Look at that shot. Look at that. Shit. Look at his quads. Wow. Look at the quads. Big guy now coming through there, mate. Watch that. Yeah, get rid of that. Keep an eye on that sort of stuff. You know, you're a pro. You're in the big leagues now with the big boys. You know, you can see C-Bum coming on stage with that. So. Yep, and I think if he wins the Arnold Classic or his first pro show, I think his sponsor should give him a Lamborghini. So, and I think he should let me drive it when I come over to chill. Look at that. I still would take a Jag, though. I'd still take a Jag.
Yeah.
Are you waving at me?
Yeah, I'm saying...
Oh, okay. Right, okay, then. Okay, we're going to go to the next shout-out. Coming back to shout-outs now. It's hot news. Hot news, obviously, Joel Thomas. See, this is what I was saying. I mean... To think, right? I think less than 2 years ago, right? So 2 years ago, here's a guy who had potentially had a career-ending injury. You know, tore his pec. It was a complete rupture as well. It wasn't a tear; it was a complete tendon rupture. He had good surgery, which is, you know, very fortunate. I think also, if you're a pro athlete, make sure you have something like a surgeon that you know or someone that can refer you straight away. Because if the worst does happen, guys, you need to have good surgery. Or that's it. You've basically kissed your career goodbye. But look at that. So that's the power of good surgery. I mean, you can't even tell really which pec it is. It's that one. It's that one.
You're going to look so closely though.
Yeah. See, that just looks... I mean, it doesn't... Basically, he can't even tell he's had a tear. Now, that is what I call very, very good surgery. Now, there's a lot of bodybuilders' careers that could have been saved if they'd have had that kind of surgery. Because a lot of, like, it's usually you either stop competing completely or it's pretty much you're going to be on a tail end of your career and it's just going to free fall into nothingness. But look, in 2 years, he had good surgery. He kept going and he's won his first pro show and he's got a full year to prep now for the 2022 Olympia. But see, that's not even a high-resolution image, and his condition looks good there. Golden calves. Golden calves. No, man, imagine how depressed he was there. Oh, God. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, so Joel Thomas now has won his first pro show. The highest he's ever been was 7th in a pro show. Should we put the sound on for this one? This is him and old Quimp Beastwood. Oh, it's a bit loud. Hang on, let me turn this down. Hang on. There we go. Oh, they really built the tension there, didn't they? Oh, shit. Sorry. Yeah, so yeah, that's the special moment where they are, because I think they knew. I mean, Joel and Quint are of you know, I think it was safe to say, even in the preview, if you watched it myself or Ron Harris, I think we all knew that this was going to be top two. But yeah, fantastic. That moment, he's won his first pro show. You know, I think he's been, how many years he's been competing as a pro for? I think he's done the Tampa Pro 3 or 4 times it was. And yeah, look at that. Here we go. Is that? Wow. Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah. So imagine that, full year to prep now for the Olympia. So let's have a look at some. He still hasn't posted any bloody decent pictures yet. Thing is, it's also very important. Keep your after you compete, don't ghost us. You know, keep the updates coming. No, seriously, it's important. Don't ghost us, because a lot of athletes, they do that. They bombard you in the run up, and then as soon as the show's done, they're like, oh, okay, I'm going to chill for a few weeks now. But the thing is, we want to see the updates. Look at his calves, ridiculous. He's got good arms as well, very good arms. Yep, there's the pector there. You can just about see it. Only to the trained eye can you see that. Alkaline water system. Blah, 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 blah. Right. Anyway, so I'm just reading comments there. So yeah, that's pretty much. Oh, this is the one. This is what I was talking about in his interview. There he is, 1 week out of Tampa and 1 week out of Toronto. See the difference.
Massive.
That's a 15-week prep. That was, I think, a lot shorter.
Yeah.
And he was coming back from, like no real kind of off season because obviously the pec tear. So just that extra prep, extra time in the gym, extra time eating good, clean diet food, prep food, it stands to reason. And having longer to prep for, if you can stand it, you can withstand it and you're not starving yourself, and you're feeling good and you're feeling healthy, the body will just improve. So, yeah, so there you go. So big congratulations there to Joel. Like I said, like him and Brooke Walker, these are two athletes I was kind of hyping, a year ago, 2 years ago, and they didn't just fulfill my expectations. They actually exceeded it. So that's incredible. That's absolutely incredible. Right, okay. Next one is Dani Kaganovich, who was in this episode, of course. From Israel, originally from Russia. Did he say he was 29, didn't he? 29 years old. 29, yeah. 29, turned pro at 26 at the San Marino, which I was at. I thought he was fantastic. He was 7th place there. He beat Rafael Brandeo, who was 8th place in that one. And like he said, 7th out of 28 competitors in his pro debut, one day after turning pro. That had Brandon Curry, Hadi Chupin, Cedric McMillan. So, and he took 3rd place at Spain. Oh, the condition's fantastic there. Yeah, he's really good. This guy could be very, very good. And I hope he doesn't blow his aesthetics because he has got he's got a quite unusual physique. There's a lot going on, Let me see if I can pull up some more pictures. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's an okay shot. Yeah, I think his condition was slightly better in 2017, but he's a lot bigger here. Don't think his arms look weak there.
No, he did say that like the more he bulks up or like
yeah.
He tends to lose a little bit of line, so he's got to work on that.
Yeah, I think, look at the glutes, hamstrings, everything.
I need glute workout.
It's funny, guys are turning up now with, and the glutes and the hamstrings are actually their most conditioned body part. And other parts of them are, not as detailed and refined. It's funny because it used to be the other way around.
But the next picture next to him.
That one?
Yeah.
That one. I want that one. Yeah, he's really good. He's really good. I think give him a couple of years. I think he'll be a factor. And like I said, he did say he wants to do some American shows next year, so that's good. Let's have a look. Yeah, he's got great physique. Oh, there he is in Romania. I can't remember what he placed in Romania. Oh, we got 11th out of 26. Yeah, he wears glasses. Yeah. Well, you were there. You saw him. Can't remember. Yeah, so he was 11th there, and obviously he tightened up, carried on prepping, and then 2 weeks later went to Spain and got top 3. So 3rd behind Angel Calderon in 1st, the 212, who switched to open, and you had Emir Omaragic, the 22-year-old, in 2nd. So, and he was 3rd. So yeah, so he's shutting it down now, finishing the season on a bit of a high, I think. My goal for next year, 21.5 inches arms. Cool. Yeah. Yes. Don't we all, mate? So, so I just want to give, obviously, show some visuals of Dani Kaganovich, Israel's only competing open pro to my knowledge. But, so like I said, you couldn't train properly during COVID. So now, I think another full year. Look, that's nice. You see, I like small waists. See, that's a nice physique. So, and he's bringing classic to the open. And the thing is, he's actually a big guy. He's if you see him on stage, in the flesh, he's a big dude. Good poser as well. So, right, okay, we're going to go on to the next one. Bodybuilders Without Borders. Daniel L, the ESPN of bodybuilding. So, obviously, the big kind of news for next week is the NPC Nationals. Is that next week?
I think so.
I think it's next week, isn't it? Yeah. So, let's go to... Is that the Nationals? Oh, the light heavyweights. Wow. Yeah, these are some of the light heavyweights. Some nice physiques there. I want to go to heavyweights, super heavyweights. Oh my God, what has Nick Walker been doing? He's getting even bigger. And do you know where I've noticed the biggest improvements? It's bloody arms. Look at that. I mean, that looks photoshopped.
He's got no neck now.
He's got no neck. I can't believe how I mean, that, I don't even know. What do they even measure? And he's not exactly tall. He's only like 5'7", isn't he? So let's think about the actual dimensions. I mean, I think it's the frontal bicep he hit next. Look at that. There's no room. I mean, his biceps are touching halfway up his forearm. There's like no room left to grow. Can he actually get them any bigger? I mean, they almost look too big. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. It does look like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Which one is he? Michelangelo or Donatello? You paint him green.
More like Michelangelo.
Thing is, you paint him green, people are going to say, "Oh, he's the Hulk." But
He'd be the Hulk.
yeah. He's awesome, isn't he? He's awesome. 5th place at Olympia. Won the Arnold Classic. Won the New York Pro. Absolutely phenomenal. This guy Nate Spear. He's been popping up a lot on my feed. Very nice symmetrical physique. Look at the balance. Look, I like the way he moves into his poses as well. I mean, here's a dark horse. 16 days out. Super heavyweight. Oh, he's going up against Carlos. He's going up against Carlos, Chris Fine. I tell you what, I think the supers and the heavies are going to be the strongest at the nationals they've been for a few years. Because I think it's fair to say, if you look at, say, the 91 nationals, I mean, they had Kevin Navarone, Flex Wheeler, Ronnie Coleman. I mean, literally like a couple of years later, these guys were top 6 at Olympia, all of them. Bob Cicciarello, Dean Caputo, Edgar Fletcher. That was the super heavyweight lineup. The heavyweight back then at the nationals. If you have that as the benchmark, of course, everything's going to be disappointing after that. But I think I've got a feeling this year's super heavyweight lineup will be the best we've seen for a good few years. Let's put it that way. So, yeah, I like this guy's physique. I think he's quite big as well. And it's funny, some guys, you see them a few weeks out on their progress pictures and they don't look that big. And then they post them 16 days out and you're like, holy shit, this guy's really good. He's a good, So look forward to seeing him on stage at the Nationals, giving Carlos Thomas Jr. I just hope Carlos Thomas Jr.'s legs dry. He's been prepped by Patrick Tuur, and I'm sure they know what they're doing. But if he doesn't come in with dry quads, it's going to be a disaster. So he needs, because he's got, he looks like a pro. He looks like a good pro, but the conditioning I've yet to see with the size he has now. So he really needs to come in dry, or he's going to get beat by someone that really arguably physique-wise is not as good as him. So, Mark Hector as well, which we saw the other week at an event. He's up to 294 pounds. Do you believe him? Do you think, does he? Yeah. He's tall though, isn't he? Quite tall, Mark. How tall's Mark? He's about my height, isn't he?
I think he's like 6'2".
He's not 6'2". What are you talking about, woman?
6 foot at least.
He's not.
Come on, 6 foot.
No, I don't think he's quite 6 foot. I think I'm taller than him.
Because he seems really tall.
I'm definitely taller and more handsome than Mark Hector, but he's definitely got me on the quads. Not gonna lie. Sorry. Anyway, I digress. So Mark. I mean, thing is, Abdullah, his old coach from Oxygen, thinks he's Mr. Olympia material. Because Mark Hector, if you actually seen when he's dieted down, it's the shoulder width to the waist. If you saw him from the British Grand Prix last year, he was 3rd. You just think with bigger legs, and more improvements, this guy is going to be a real threat. And he's kind of like, he's not been, because he hasn't competed this year, he's not as talked about as Samson, James Hollinshead, Nathan Diasha, so people aren't really talking about him as much now. But I tell you what, if he comes in better next year, which I'm sure he will, Mark Hector is going to be, and Jamie the Giant. My God, the British athletes, the British pros at the moment, absolutely incredible. We're going to come to Samson as well in a little bit as well. Something at Belarus. Yeah, he didn't get the visa. This is the guy, the Milos's guy that didn't get the visa to Spain.
Stunning.
He'd have won Spain.
Stunning.
He'd have won Spain.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, he'd have won Spain. He'd have beat Angel. I think he'd have beaten Angel Calderon. This guy in Romania, he was so impressive, wasn't he? Yeah. So impressive.
Look at the arms again.
Yeah,
Oh my God, look at the legs.
Behrooz was one of these guys that, is that his name? Yeah, Behrooz Tabani. He was one of these guys I was like, yeah, he looks good on Instagram. And Milos was sending me pictures. I was thinking, yeah, but we all seen it, the shadows and the good lighting. How is he going to look when he gets on stage? Because sometimes you see these guys and you're just like, ugh. You get really like, it's like, really disappointing. It's like when you open your Christmas present and it's socks. It was like, oh, yay. Do you know what my dad did to me once? There was 20. I went to stay with him in Cyprus one Christmas, and there was 20 wrapped up presents for me. Do you know what they all were?
Socks?
Every single one of them. And the more I opened, and the more disappointment I showed on my face, the more he laughed. And then eventually, I think I got some aftershave or something, and he just said, "I wanted to see your face. You opened 20 Christmas presents, and they're all bloody socks." Thanks, Dad. Yeah. So, but anyway, back to Behrooz. So with socks, Behrooz, a bit of a what's this? He did it. Basically, he translated. In fact, he was probably more impressive on stage than he was even in pictures, because I thought his legs looked a bit small in some of the pictures, but I mean, he was so impressive. Oh, that's it. So yeah, but he didn't get the visa to Spain. So I'm hoping, because you could have another Hadi on your hands with this guy. I mean, he's incredible. I mean, he was like, would you have argued if he'd have won Romania? No.
He looks stunning.
I mean, some people had him winning that. You had Samson second, you had Rafael Brando in first, but no one would have argued. Oh, I can't tell you what. I saw this the other day. People should never forget how awesome Eduardo Correa was in the 212. I mean, he was second to Flex Lewis, I want to say 2015 or 2014. I think it was 2014. And that was the year Flex was throwing up backstage. He had some stomach problems, and Eduardo came very, very close. But my God. Do you know this guy you missed? You know what the hotel we stayed at in Spain?
Yes.
We stayed at the same hotel in August, didn't we?
Yeah.
This was a guy who was at breakfast at the coffee machine.
Oh, cool.
And I said to you, look, there's Eduardo Correa. Eduardo Correa. I mean, hope we never forget how awesome this guy. In fact, I saw him at the 2012 Prague, 2012 British Grand Prix. And I tell you what, I remember doing the play-by-play for MD. And I'm telling you what, when you see condition that could not be any better, it's truly something to see, where you think this guy, it's physically and humanly impossible to get any leaner or drier. I mean, this guy was like an anatomy chart. I tell you who also was Jose Raymond. Jose Raymond was very unbelievably shredded that year. I mean, it was like next level conditioning. That you could only really nail it once or twice, and he did it 2 shows in a row in 2012. So yeah, lest we forget how awesome Eduardo Correa was. Also another Brazilian athlete. So who's this guy? Why is this jumping out at me for some reason? No, that's a good guy. Oswaz Jihans, 212 Pro, new guy coming through. Looks good, doesn't he? Looks really good. Yeah.
I like those long glutes.
Long glutes. Got triangle glutes.
Wow.
Yeah, he could do wellness.
Yeah.
Right, anything else interesting on here? No, I think we'll have to move on, pick up the pace a little bit. Right, okay. I didn't really see... This guy impressed me as well. I like his legs. Look at his quads. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, nice physique. Keep an eye on some upcoming Brazilian... Oh, God, more Brazilians. They're killing it. Do you know what? Like Marcelo said, he said, the Brazilians are coming. He says, honestly, the Brazilians, they've got great athletes in every single division. I tell you what, I think a Brazilian Olympia, don't know what category. I think we're going to have more than one coming in the next few years. There's my prediction.
Yeah.
So look at that. Very neat physique. Very, very tidy physique. That. Yeah, great. Yeah. So he stood out to me when I saw him on my feed. Right. Okay, then. Going to go to Emilio Martinez. The reason I'm bringing this up, because I just saw this post and I wonder what it was about.
No.
Oh, there's no translate thing on it. When you bring Instagram up on the laptop, you can't press translate. So it was something he's got some big scar on his stomach, and he said 10 years ago he was, it's pointless me tumor. Look, #tumor. So he had a tumor in his stomach, I'm guessing, from this, I'm ascertaining.
He's
pancreas. And 10 years later, he's obviously healthy. And do you know how many shows he's got next year? I told you, didn't I? 22 shows on that. So I'll tell you what, Pro League, you're so lucky to have this guy. And I'm so happy that you've got a promoter like that in Europe really, really kicking ass, because his shows are second to none. I mean, how many? Well, I mean, those two Spain trips, they'll be the highlight of our year, haven't they? Yeah. Well, don't cry. Don't cry. Are you crying?
No.
Oh, are you crying? We love him. But he's sticking the V's up. Like, that's a bit rude. Or is he playing rock, paper, scissors? Oh, I love Emilio. He's such a good guy. He was a very good bodybuilder as well. Was he a pro? I'm sure he was a pro. No, he's a very, very highly ranked amateur. He was fantastic. I remember seeing. I'm trying to think if I've ever seen him compete. I think I've actually seen him compete in an amateur show, maybe one of the Grand Prix. So, hey, what's this? His own Sandow. Look at his skull. What's he got here? He's such a character, isn't he? I love him. My Sando personal. So he's got his own. There's a picture in the background. Is that not Kamal? Is it? That's not Kamal, is it? No. But that's Amelia. Yeah. So, did you go up to the office when you did the Ashley seminar? Did you go in there?
I saw the whole office. It's very cool.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm jealous because I didn't get to go. I was stuck at the hotel, stuck doing the live stream.
And you see the window?
Yeah, that's the gym.
Window that looks down into the gym. So
Oh,
you
that's-
can see everything.
Oh, do you know what? I had that when I worked at that supplement company back in for John Citrone. My office was actually the supplement office where we did the sales and marketing and everything. It was like the beating heart of the supplement company, and all the ideas came from. But basically, that looked out onto the gym as well, and it's such a great. It's always a good buzz and a good atmosphere when that's kind of going on. So that's having your office above a gym like that. Oh my God, that's goals. Not gonna lie, Lauren, that is goals.
That is cool.
So we'll have to get our office one day over a gym, and it's like, I'm just going on my lunch hour and do some squats. And anyway, so I just wanted to give Milo a shout out because we love you, mate. And thank you so much for making us always feel so welcome at your events. It was a pleasure to do live stream, and we're definitely going back next year. Even, do you know, I'd even go back to some of I'd even go to his amateur shows. I'd travel to just and make a weekend of it, like we did with Alicante, you know? Probably wouldn't be as hectic as well. So you maybe get a chance to spend... Sorry, you're blinded by the lights. I can't actually see you, Lauren. So I've got like a little fill light here, and it's literally my line of vision with Lauren. So I can't see Lauren at the moment. So I like to interact. So, right. Okay, go next one is... I'm not going to show that now, actually. Yeah, it was... Sleuth. Right, okay. Let's see what's going on, because he's like Daniel L. He's always got the inside scoop on who's doing what and who's looking what like. Justin Rodriguez. I love that guy's physique. He's done so well this year. So well. And he's huge. My God, he's 292 pounds. These guys are all like knocking on 300 pounds. Wow. But you know what? They all look kind of healthier than the guys in the 90s did at 300 pounds.
Yeah.
Well, you don't know. You weren't even born in the 90s.
Well, 92.
Oh, of course you were. Sorry. Well, you were a toddler, so you certainly weren't following bodybuilding and how much Paul Dillette weighed, were you? You were just eating rusks and I don't know what babies do. What do babies do? I don't know. What does baby Lauren do? Right. Okay. Who's this guy? Who's this? Got a bit wild today, haven't we? Yeah. Jay Janowit, NPC Naturals heavyweight. Oh, prepped by Andrew Vu. Let's have a look at this guy. Yeah, it's nice to see, because obviously these are the guys that will be winning pro cards, you know? Probably, highly likely in the next, either this year or in the coming years. Is that Martin Fitzwater? I recognise his quads. No, it's not. Who's that? Wow. Who's that? He's good, isn't he? See, this is probably another amateur. I don't know who this guy is. Hang on. Lee Brumbow. Is that him? Kelly Brumbow. Yeah. So that's the thing. You know, there's so many amateurs at the moment, but there's also so many pros, but there's also so many really good amateurs. And I think I'm predicting that the Nationals this year is really going to be one of the best for a number of years. So this guy, Jordan Michael Janowitz. So he's been around since 2014. He's been second in the North Americans in 2014. So, and he's been up there second, third, fourth. So he's knocking on the door of that pro card. So let's see next week if he wins his pro card, you know. So I just tell some good new pros coming through. And this guy he's a heavyweight. So when you're a heavyweight, you could be 100 kilo. 212 is, I think, 96. So some of these guys, if they're turning pro as heavyweights, they can suck it down to 212 and just drop a few kilos, and they can go straight into the 212s and do damage potentially. So, as we go back Go back. Right, okay. What else have we got on here? Not so much on here today. I think it's because it's all amateurs, and I don't recognise any of these people. But, there's James Hollinshead. He's moved to America now.
No way.
Yeah, I think he's pretty much moved now. I think he went for the Olympia and he's never come back. So, well, the thing is, his sponsor is out there in Florida as well. So I suppose if you're out there, you could do more videos and do more promotional stuff with your sponsor, and it gives more value to the supplement company because they'll probably be paying him well. And it means then he can live out there. But I tell you what, that's how many weeks after the Olympia, and look at the condition he's still in. Does he need to be in that condition? Maybe he's doing the Arnold. Do you think he's doing the Arnold? I'm sure. In fact, the invite list for the Arnold should be out soon, I'm guessing. Let's have a look at more pictures. Yeah, it looks good. Massive legs. Crazy. Very thick. Very thick. Yeah, still got a bit of glute shred going on there, mate. Right, okay. Well, there's not much on there. Right, okay then. And we're going to finish off with, and the reason I'm bringing up Samson Dauda, because obviously he's preparing now for the Olympia next year because he qualified by winning in Prague. Oh, so happy he got a pro win. I was so happy. Weren't you happy?
Yes, I loved it.
What are you writing down?
I'm
Are you doing little drawings of me with...
No, I make notes for business things.
Notes for business things.
I get an idea and then you say...
You're not doing an assessment on me, are you? Right, now the reason I'm bringing up Samson is because this is the condition he's in now because he wants an invite to the Arnold Classic.
Go Samson.
100%, if anyone is watching that has an influence or get this guy in the Arnold Classic, because I'm telling you, this is how he's looking just on the off chance he gets the invite. I mean, give him that opportunity, because to do the Arnold Classic for Samson will be, first, he's probably going to do very well. He could be top 6. He's working with Milos, so he can maybe get some training sessions in with Milos. If he's out in America, he goes out a couple of weeks before. I think he deserves an invite. He's got a pro win now. He's going to be an Olympian. He's going to be an Olympia competitor. I think he's top 10 material for next year. He's improving at a rapid rate, and I think the fans, especially with his posing, the flair and the fact that he's such an exciting newcomer that is winning big pro shows like the Prague and getting seconds and thirds and coming close to Nathan Diasha, who's won 9 pro shows. Give this guy the opportunity to compete abroad, at the Arnold Classic abroad, and let him have his opportunity, because I would absolutely love to see Samson. I mean, look at him. He's prepping on the off chance I hope that he gets the invite to the Arnold Classic. Right. So, yeah, it was just a very, very quick shout out there. So, and he's improving so rapidly. So what did he say he's weighing at the moment?
Can't remember.
It says here. Oh, I thought it said... When you are posing, Arnold will be taking selfie with you because your posing routine is the best. Yes, because Arnold would love his posing. But Samson is someone who's absolutely flourishing and progressing at such a rapid rate. I think the American fans would love to see him as well. So, I mean, I'm going to show this video quickly. Look at this. Look at the way he hits his frontal bicep. Look at this. Look at this. Ready? Oh, let's shrink it a bit. Ready? Watch this. Look at his leg. Look at that. I mean, come on. Arnold will be having kittens when he sees that. He will be having kittens. I mean, just look at the aesthetics. And this was his first show of the season, and he got better and better as the shows went on. And he would have just kept going as well until he got his qualification. So I love that. The vacuum, look at that. And he's like something like 270 or 280 there?
Yeah.
I mean... I've got a feeling 2022 is going to be the year of Samson Dauda. I really do. I really think he's already made a mark, and people know who he is. He has very good support from his sponsor, Hostile, Fouad Habiad. He's got Milos as his coach. Milos is kicking his ass, and he's really, really invested in Samson. He really believes that Samson has what it takes to go right to the very top. So when you've got that kind of support, and you've got a pro win now, and he's got a very, very, very fastly growing fan base. I just think we need to see him in the Arnold Classic as well as the Olympia for next year. So, right. Okay, then, guys. I think that is it. I can hear you clicking your pen. So, also, I want to give a bit of shout out to my dad as well, who's also very, very poorly in hospital with pneumonia. So, hope we keep fighting, Dad, and we'll hopefully get you home for Christmas. And, hopefully all will be well. Right. Also, guys, do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. And so you can see more of MD Global Muscle. And we will be doing one more episode before Christmas. And I believe then that's it. We're shutting it down. Have you spoke to them? I think that's it. I think pretty much we're going to be shutting it down for Christmas then. And that's it. And we'll be back for 2022 with more MD Global Muscle and to another exciting year. As eventful, I'm sure, as the last 3 of Global Muscle. And so right, guys. Okay, then. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting. And ladies and gentlemen, we are out.